And without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring myself up in this joint. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Points Blank Experience. I am your host, your boy, the host that sometimes does the most, Rod, and I am extremely excited. So excited, man. Y'all know I'm halfway. I'm always late, but tonight, man, I swear I was ready at 6:30. I was ready at 6:30. Matter of fact, let me put my glasses on before I even get to even do that. And all kind of stuff started happening, but it is a pleasure and a blessing to have a sister here tonight. And I was just telling her before we started, when I do interviews, I already have a level of respect when I reach out to someone to ask them to join me on the channel. And man, researching her content, watching her content, I've learned so much. And I want to bring a lot of that knowledge to the people that are in the live stream tonight. If this is your first time here, let me tell you, on this channel, it's a simple concept. First and foremost, it's real talk from a point blank perspective. Hence the name of the channel, The Points. I put an S on there because my flagship channel is talking about points and miles and credit cards. Points Blank was straightforward, and it's an experience. This is not just a YouTube channel. It is definitely an experience, baby. I can tell you that right now. Now, a couple housekeeping rules before we get started. I am broadcasting from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, DF-Dub to be exact, Arlington, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. If this is your first time here, let me know where you're tuning in from. You don't have to say the city and state just in case somebody's looking for you. You can say the Midwest, the South, the North, Northeast, it doesn't matter. If you have a question for our guests, please proceed it with a purple heart. If you can't find a purple heart down in the emojis, just put any emoji. I'll be able to dictate. You can put a fire truck, an airplane, I don't care. Just put something that way. I don't want to, because sometimes in these lives, the contents get to rolling. But the young lady that I'm bringing to the screen tonight, to the stage, to the Points Blank Experience, I virtually met her on an entirely different channel. I was on Tory Brain Games. And that name, her name just caught my attention. And then that picture just looks so professional, so serious, talking about her profile picture. And I'm like, okay. The Educated Natural, we're going to see. And then I watched her in it's a game, kind of a game channel. And I said, okay, man, I want to ask her to do an interview. And I hesitated because I was a little nervous. But tonight, coming to the stage, we have Kim, AKA, I'm not going to say her whole name. I'll leave that up to her. But coming to the stage is Kim, the Educated Natural. And man, I can tell you, y'all are in for a treat. I got a gang of questions. We're going to try to keep this at a limited time. But without any further ado, let me make sure she's ready. And we're going to go ahead and get this thing popping. You ready, Kim? All right, she's ready. And coming to the screen is none other than the Educated Natural. Let me pull that back a little bit. I got us and I got
like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. How you doing, my sister? How you doing?
Great. How are you, Rod? Great to be here.
Oh man, I'm excited. I was nervous a little bit today. I was like, yo, and you know, I've been like that on every one of these interviews. I'd be so excited when I reach out and somebody say yes, and then I'm like, okay, let me get to questions, and then I get nervous right before. That's probably why I'm always late. And I see we got RX Nails. Do you know RX Nails?
Yes, that's fan. What's up, RX Nails? She's in Louisiana.
Representing Louisiana. We got I think we had the Praying Couple cooking series in here earlier. They came by and before we even started.
All right.
And we're going to get into your comments. Remember, y'all, if they get flooded, if y'all say, hey, hi, please continue to do that. Show love to one another. I'm probably going to skip some of those. I might pull them up. I may not read them. But if you have a question for Kim, please proceed it either with a purple heart or some type of emoji. So welcome, Kim, to the Points Blank Experience.
I'm happy to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, I have a question, and I didn't ask you this. Y'all, this is not scripted. Kim doesn't have any idea.
No idea.
She have no idea what I'm going to ask. I asked a couple questions before we started to make sure I was on the level playing field. Now, would you prefer Kim or the Educated Natural? The Educated Natural just take a long time. Just like Point Blank.
You can shorten it to 10. You can call me Kim. That's fine. Either one is fine.
Kim. But y'all, when y'all look for it, don't go on YouTube looking for no Kim. Now you're gonna probably find 3 million Kims.
Exactly.
It's the Educated Natural. So, and I see we got always Tam in here. How you doing?
Hi, Tam.
Now, is this your first interview that you've done on YouTube?
No.
Okay.
No. It's been a while though. It has been a while. But I've done on YouTube alone probably 3.
3? Okay, okay. So you've been in some panels and different things with other
Right.
people? Okay, okay, cool, cool. So what I like to do at the beginning of this, and I'm thank goodness this ain't your first one, because a lot of people they say, yes, I get nervous, they be nervous, I be nervous, we
Oh
all be nervous.
no.
But um
Don't get it twisted now. I'm still nervous because I don't know what you're gonna ask me. It's different being on this side versus where you are. I'm used
you
to
know,
being where you are.
everybody say, man, I'm nervous. And you didn't say it backstage. A lot of people usually say it backstage. And I never thought of it like that. I ain't gonna lie. I always thought they were just nervous to be on the screen with me. But now it's the fear of the unknown. Okay, okay.
Right.
Y'all, I tell you, see, we already learned this stuff. I've already learned something. And that's why I like YouTube, because and I tell people I'm not a host. I'm a facilitator of the channel because I'm here to learn regardless of what I'm interviewing, whether it's on one of my other channels. I'm here to learn because knowledge is power. So what I'm
Absolutely.
going to do right now is I'm going to ask Kim a simple question, and just tell us a little bit about the educated natural about Kim. I'm going to give you the entire screen. I can still hear you. You know how it works. But I want people to don't tell us too much now. Don't get too long winded. But you know how to do it. Just tell us a little bit about you and what you're about and what you stand for. So
Sure, absolutely. Well, I am Kim. My first name is Kimberly, but everyone calls me Kim. Anytime I hear Kimberly, I think it's a business deal. That's usually business things right there when I hear my full first name, which is Kimberly. But on social media, I am known as the Educated Natural. Been known since by that name since 2013. So I created the name back then. I've been using it ever since. The name is trademarked. As you can see, by if you look at my social media, you always see that trademark R there. That is official. That's not something I just threw up there. It is official. The Educated Natural, me, myself, Kim. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I'm an Army veteran. I've lived and traveled all over the world, literally, since 1994. My husband is active duty. I'm no longer active duty. He is. So we follow him around the world and supporting him. We are getting really, really, really close to retirement. So I'm happy about that. But just me as myself, I love to learn. I love to read. I love to learn new things. And then I love to teach other people the things that I learn. Because like the Bible always has said, that, God's people perish because of a lack of knowledge. So I take it personal that my job is to learn and then help other people know the knowledge as well, so that they can be better than yesterday than they were today. And so that's who the Educated Natural is. She's an educator. The name speaks for itself. It's not just about like natural hair. A lot of people thought when they first heard the name it was about natural hair, but no, I'm naturally me. I'm naturally a learner and a teacher. And I believe that's my key way to give back into the community and help future and current generations. So Rob, that's it. That's the Educated Natural. That's me in a nutshell. I love what God has allowed me to do, and that's it. I give back.
wow, man, that was perfectly stated. I want to shout out a couple of people that came in. Your favorite couple, Sipping with Meat and I, which is Meat and I is their primary channel, Sipping with Meat and I is their secondary channel, and Cooking with the Catrins. All content creators. We are all part of a collective. We all stand on our own on separate channels, but as the
Nice.
alliance, and y'all, we are, man. I was just sending a text to our group today how we're making waves. That's all I'm going to say. But it's not about the alliance tonight. It's about Kim and the Educated Natural. And I'll be honest with you. When I first saw your name, it wasn't the natural hair. It wasn't. And I had a question. I'm gonna give me a bell. I'm gonna give Bell like who I can ding ding ding. You say it too much. Ding ding. I'm gonna give you a little bell. But it was the educated part, and if the profile picture, and I'm gonna talk about that trademark in your name, man. That really really caught my eye, and it's as we content creators start to get more popular and get more gravity and more, man, what's the word I'm looking for? More, start moving forward more. It's a word that's in my head. We need to start thinking about stuff. And I'm going to ask the Educated Natural about those type of things here in a minute, because y'all go check out her channel. I'm telling you, I didn't even touch the tip of the iceberg on the amount of information she put out from a business standpoint, whether you're YouTube, whether you're a female entrepreneur, whether you're starting a small business, it was just, the videos was just fire at the fire. To be honest, I probably needed about 2 good weeks to even research this young lady, to even still get halfway through the iceberg. So definitely go check her out. Now, your title on your page is you're a strategic business architect.
Yes.
Can you explain to everyone what that entails? What is a strategic business architect?
Well, when you look at just the last 2 words, business and then architect, what I do is like any architect. You look at other people's businesses, from entrepreneurs to Fortune 500 companies, and there is a particular structure that they should be set up as. My job is to go in and look at what's already there and then build upon what's there to make it stronger and better than what it is. Strategically, that part comes from, I look at the plan, I look at and I ask them, what are your goals? Where you want to go? Where do you want to take this thing that you're trying to build? And then we build a strategic plan based on what they say to get them to go in the direction that they're trying to go. For me, it's all about positioning. A lot of people will say they want one thing in their business, and then we'll start building it. And when they see the amount of work and dedication that it's going to take, they'll be like, well, maybe I don't want to go that direction. Hold on. Let's kind of go back to the drawing board here. So it's kind of like I'm the person that comes in to look at things as they are, not your fantasy, but your actual architecture. Where is it that you stand? And then we kind of build brick by brick from there.
I got to write that down. Not your fantasy, but your actual, say that again. I'm not going to use it. I want to put, when I'm writing it down, because I want to think about some of this stuff for myself.
Yeah, not your fantasy. Because a lot of people sit there and say, oh, I want to do this, this, and this. And it's like this fantasy. But when you look at the structure of that building that they're standing on right there where they are right now, they don't have the infrastructure there to do that. So they're building something on a fantasy, not their actual reality.
Gotcha.
So it's like somebody saying, I'm sure, Rob, you've heard people say, oh, I want to make 6 figures. And then when you look at what they're doing and what they have now, you're like, yeah, you must be talking about $1,000, not 6 figures, because you're just,
and that
you're in the
fantasy is the 6 figures, but their structure and their reality is the $1,000.
Right.
Gotcha. I'm with you. Now, I noticed you said you were in the Army, and I didn't know that. I know you were a veteran. Did you retire?
No. After my husband and I got married, we got one of the biggest surprises. We found out we were pregnant. And so by us both being active duty, I had to make a decision.
Gotcha. Well, I retired from the Navy, 20 years, 26 days. So from one service member to another, I thank you for your service. Yeah, thank you so much
for your service.
I mean, I know. Well, thank you. And I used to really be concerned when I saw my daughter's. Well, she's not in the military, so that don't count. But when one service member was married to another service member, y'all, that is one of the toughest lives to live.
Yes.
It is. If you're not in the matter of fact, even if you are in the military and you're not married to a military spouse, you couldn't even fathom what they go through. And then when you bring a child into the picture, it's salute, sister. That's all I can say. Salute 10 times. Man, and tell your husband salute, man. Thanks both of y'all for your service.
Thank you. Well, he was way over 20.
He way over 20.
He's way over 20.
Well, tell him I salute again, because once I got to 20, I couldn't take it no more. I was like, man, these little kids driving me crazy, man. They doing all kind of stuff. I got to get out of here. So I got to go, man. I had to go. So. And RX Snails, I see you. Angela's Canvas Delight. I haven't seen you in a while. Where you been? Heather, Chronic Condition Crafting.
Hey,
Marjorie Ambrose. Another member of the Lions. Kayla Mars coming to the building, y'all. And again, I'm just shouting out, but I got to keep this focus. And I do want to put this on the screen. If you're not connected with the Educated Natural, and by the way, y'all, in case y'all don't know, the members of the Alliance, they're going to have the wrenches by their name. I don't like to use the word moderators. You may hear me say executive team. We help each other out. So I thank them anytime they drop a link. So now that you got out the Army, what do you do for a living now? You're a business owner? Or
well, once I got out, raising my daughter and all those things that parents do, I went to school and I got all the degrees I wanted to get. And now I'm building my own business. And I'm really my former business coach, but she's my former business coach, but she still pushes me like she's still my business coach. And she's kind of pointing me into the directions to start launching more teaching courses, because I'm also a homeschool mom. So I homeschool my youngest daughter. So I'm always teaching. So she was like, Kim, I watched your videos. You need to get back into launching courses. You need to get back on teaching. You know, we need to really, really, you know, build up this monetization thing. So I'm really looking at launching courses. And I don't want to say too much because I know you got a lot of questions, so I'm not going to get into that. But that's kind of what I'm.
Now, if you ask one, I'll remember. I'll just scratch it off. Now, do you provide one-on-one services as far as branding and all that? Do you provide?
Yes, okay. I do.
And where can people find you?
Right there at my website, www.theeducatednatural.com.
Cool. Y'all heard it. Right, y'all heard it. If somebody, they're gonna do it on you. I ain't even got to say nothing. www.theeducatednatural.com. Yes. And man, services. I'm telling you, some of these questions you're gonna see why you may need some of these. I'm telling you, man, I may need some. Maybe I can get a discount, but I ain't looking for no hookup, so we ain't gonna even go there right now.
I got you.
Now, you said you got a bunch of different degrees. When I first saw the name and then started watching your videos, I automatically thought either master's degree or PhD.
Yes, I have an associate's, a bachelor's, and a master's. I have my MBA.
Y'all, if this is your first time here, I only bring the best of the best on the Points Blank Experience. I'm telling you, and I have a question for Kim at the end of this here, the magical question. I got a bunch of them, but the magical question. So now, when people first see you, do people get certain perceptions about you? Like, you know, what are some of the perceptions that people get? I had to, because I'm gonna tell you what I got. I'm gonna tell you, I just want to know.
Well, it depends on who you ask, but I've gotten stuff from, I thought you were mean, or I thought you were aggressive, but after talking to you, you're actually pretty cool. You're just as silly and down to earth as I am. I said, well, yes, but when we're around the round table, we're talking business. That's kind of when I put that serious demeanor on, because to me, business is serious, because you're talking about money, you're talking about finance, you're talking about legacy. So to me, that's serious. So we're getting down to business. And of course, you know, I love to play around. I love to have fun. I love to laugh. I love to make jokes. And you'll see that on my channel, especially recently. I love to just make people feel comfortable in their own skin. But a lot of people think that I'm mean or I'm aggressive. You know, there's like this running joke now amongst the people that follow me on YouTube that like one person calls me Debo, but it's all in love. And I'm like, I'm not mean. It's just that I'm serious about what I do, because there's a lot of things riding on that. Not just for me, but for the actual individual, the entrepreneur or the business. But yeah, I'm just as silly. My husband will tell you, like, girl, you crazy.
You know, and if you see me doing a little sign, somebody just told me one time you thought I was doing sign language. If you see me doing this, I'm just thankful somebody that's in here, or if I wave, it just might be, you know, so don't pay attention when you see me doing all this here. And yeah, so my perception when I first saw you, I didn't think you were mean, but I said, man, she is serious. She's very serious. And yo, it goes back to what I always say on all my channels. You cannot judge a book by its cover.
No.
Please don't, because once I started watching her videos, and her delivery style is nothing short of magical. It's magical because you feel, at least I felt like I was watching a real TV show, and these were just pre-recorded videos. And so I just said you were serious. I said she's all about business. She's serious. I didn't think you were mean, but I said, yeah, you ain't gonna play around with her. She's serious. So again, now you got an associate's, you got a bachelor's, you got a master's. What's been your biggest accomplishment in life?
My biggest accomplishment was, oh goodness, it's been so many.
But hey, tell me a couple of them. You ain't limited to one. This ain't like the Kroger at the grocery store. You gonna limit it to two.
I would say, you know, a few of my biggest accomplishments, of course, was serving this country, because that's where I met my husband. And then from there, I would say giving birth to my children and being able to fulfill my mother's and my grandparents' wish for me. I'm the youngest of three and the only girl. I have two older brothers.
Wow.
So they put a lot of pressure on me being the youngest because my two older brothers kind of went away and did their own thing. So it left a lot of pressure on me to hold up that legacy and to make them proud. And so being able to either return home or talk to people from home or different family members, and they say, you know what, your mom would be so proud of you, or your grandparents would be so proud of you. This is what they sacrificed so much for. And you did it. I'm like, no, I still got a lot of other things to do. I need to do this, this, and this. They were like, girl, you have exceeded their expectation. And so just being able to look in my daughter's eyes, and right now my oldest daughter she graduated this year with her engineering degree.
Oh, wow.
And my husband has he got his master's degree before I got my master's degree. So he pushed me into getting my master's degree. And my undergraduate degree, because y'all, after my associates, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore, to be honest. But he was like, he set the bar. And so by him being a leader and me being his wife, I had to follow. And now we have, two daughters, and we looked at our oldest daughter and said, okay, you got next. So when she graduated this year with her engineering degree, we were like, whew, thank you, Jesus. And so it was like building that legacy. So I would say one of the proudest things was just being able to just set a path that my kids and now their kids can follow and other generations can follow, because just like any family, we come from a family of generational curses. And I had to be that curse breaker. I was blessed with a lot of wisdom keepers. Those are the people that we call old people or senior citizens, but I call them wisdom keepers because they poured so much wisdom into me. So to be able to hear from people in their 60s, 70s and say, I'm so proud of you, that's an accomplishment for me, because I came from nothing. So I thank God every day for that.
I got a couple of different words I could say in response, but I want to recap what Kim just said, and I'm going to call it Black excellence. Her husband got his master's degree before she did. It motivated her. He was a leader of the family. And then, y'all, I don't think I've ever heard this. I mean, I'm not saying they're the only two people ever said it, but I'm over 50 and I've never heard this in my life. They told her oldest daughter, you got next.
Yeah.
That, y'all, man, I got chills just even hearing that, because I've never heard that in my life. You got next. Not you going to school or you going to the military or you getting out of here when you turn 18 or right. you got next. 3 simple words, man. And they, man, salute, sister. Man, I don't salute on no inside. The Navy don't do that. But now, my next question, you have a slogan. It's not even a question. Man, it may be a question. We're going to see how we tap into this. On your channel, you have a slogan that you vow to never leave your viewers uneducated.
Yes.
Where do you come up with this stuff? I mean, because it's
God.
great.
It was him. It was him. I was just on a live one day and I was talking and it just came out. And I was like, I like that. I don't know what that had to come from him, because it definitely didn't come from me. So, and I just kind of rolled with it because it fit my name and my brand, because that's what I do. You come to my channel, you have a one-on-one conversation with me. I'm bound to say something or teach you something that's going to make you better. That's the goal, to make you think, to make you leap, and to make you be better than you were before we had the conversation. Because I think it's a failure if you have a conversation with someone, Rod, and you leave feeling worse. So my goal is to make you not only feel better, but to do better and look forward to something, because there are so many people who sit there and say, well, I want to quit. I want to give up. I'm not worth it, or whatever, some kind of, negative connotation about themselves. And so my job is, when you come into my space or I enter into yours, is to make you more educated on whatever subject we're talking about, to kind of put your mind at ease and to kind of help you find that light in the darkness. So that's why I'm here. That's why I say I'll never leave you uneducated. I can't guarantee you tomorrow. I can't guarantee you next week. But one thing I can say is I will never leave you uneducated. So if I know, you know.
Well, I tell you what, Kim, you have a subscriber, a follower, a viewer for life, because
thank you.
It is, man. And even y'all right now, I'm learning more now than I did. I still have several videos to go back and watch, but now you also have a podcast, right? Are you as active on your podcast as you are your YouTube channel?
I used to be. I kind of set it down. I guess because I've been doing it so long as far as media, and then when I came into the YouTube space and I really started to rev up my channel, I kind of set it to the side. But 2023, it will be coming back because everybody's asking for it. You know, I have a lot of people that want to come on. Even previous guests that haven't been on in years, like, yo, I miss being on your show. When is it coming back? So I was like, okay, listen to your audience, Kim. It's time to get back. It's time to get back behind the mic and bring these individuals to the forefront, which is what my Artisan of the Day videos are actually starting to do. Is reading is leveling up to that, to the launch of the podcast.
Now that was going to be, that's one of my questions. You have this segment, Artisan of the Day. I think the last one was I forgot.
Strength from within.
But it wasn't a day. It was like the artisan. It wasn't a month. But what is that? How do you select these people? How do they get into this special club? How do you select them? I'm just curious.
Well, it actually came from being an underdog myself. When years ago, when I was thinking about launching my own business, it was so many people launching into business. It was so many people in business. And so I would link up with individuals, you know, things would be said, promises would be made. But then as soon as someone else that they thought had a brighter light, more of a bigger following on social media would come along, they would forget about everyone else. So I kind of start feeling like that underdog. And so I said, you know what? From now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for those underdogs. I'm going to look for those that are flying under the radar, that a lot of people are just missing because they're either too afraid to put themselves out there. They can't escape the opinions of other people. I see you, sis. I see you, bro. I see what you're bringing to the table. They may not see you, but I see you. So like I said, I'm going to go get them and I'm going to put them front and center. You never know who it's going to be. You'll just see me do a video and an ode to them as my way of saying, I'm giving back to you. So that's what the Artisan of the Day is. Artisans are innovators. These are individuals that are creating products and offering services that you may need, but you don't know where to find them. So these are individuals that I've watched in incognito all the time. I'm always in somebody's chat. I don't say hello. I don't say anything. I just kind of sit back and watch and take my notes like you're doing, right? I take my notes, see how they are, go through their channel, go through their social media, see what they're all about, kind of get a picture of them. And if they offering the right thing that I've seen someone else that may need it, they become my Artisan of the Day. And that's kind of how I roll. I don't let them know I see you. I may, like with the last one I did, I may connect with you. We may form, a partner, not a partnership, but, we may see each other's videos. We may support each other, share each other's videos out, but you don't know how I'm watching you. And as you know, on social media, you never know who's watching. But there's always somebody watching.
I say that all the time, Kim. You never know who's watching. And I like how you define or the meaning behind the Artisan of the Week or the day of the month. And, the underdog. And it's a lot of talent in these YouTube streets, man. It's so much talent. And it's so many people that quit before they get started because they don't have anyone to give them that extra nudge, that extra push. I got it on the screen right now. If y'all want to get to know your favorite couple, drop this. If y'all want to get to know the Educated Natural, click this link. Don't click it right now and leave, but put it in, save it, write it down. I don't care what you do. It's pretty easy, but and that's her website. And my next question now, we're going to get into a little bit of branding stuff. And I like to go back and forth. I really got more stuck, but I don't want to bore people and talk about branding if they're not here for that. I want to get to know Kim. I want to talk about branding. I want to come back, maybe jump around. But you did a video on how easy it is to trademark a t-shirt. And why is it important to trademark your brand?
Woo, so many reasons.
I mean, hey, y'all, I don't expect her to say all the reasons. I just enough to get people to go in, and then you go over there and watch the video. But just give us a couple. What are a couple of reasons to trademark your brand?
Well, Rod, your last comment actually kind of stepped into this one when you said that there's so much talent on YouTube or in social media, period. And during this current worldly situation we're all in that changed everyone's life across the globe, a lot of people started launching businesses. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people started to grasp onto areas where we would kind of classify as low-hanging fruit areas. Mm-hmm. In this particular case, apparel, custom apparel. There were a lot of people launching their own brands, from t-shirts, hoodies, hats, socks, coats, whatever. It was a lot of people launching businesses. Everywhere you looked, you saw someone launching a t-shirt, something. And what was happening was a lot of people started trademarking brand names. Some of these brand names were used by other people who did not trademark their stuff. They were on Instagram, they were on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere, launching, but they weren't protecting. So what was happening was other people was watching them and seeing how popular they were becoming, and they were going and filing trademarks. And then now the people that's putting all these brands out there had no idea this was happening because they weren't monitoring their name, their brands. So next thing they knew is they would get an inbox message from another user that's saying you need to cease and desist from using that brand. And they were shocked, like, this is my brand, I created this, all this stuff. They going back and forth. Well, the person has already filed the trademark on it. So once that trademark is filed and approved, now it becomes a battle between you and them. But legally now, you have to go and shut down that brand. So that's why it's important. Once you come up with the idea that you're going to launch a brand, you're going to launch a tagline, a slogan, once that comes into your head and you start using it publicly, you need to decide how serious is it to you? How important is it to you? Because the more you say it, the more it gets out there. Like my name, for instance, a lot of people are going to try to snatch it and try to use it as their own. That's what happened to me. So I had to go and file several trademarks on my name so I can stop these counterfeiters, these copycats out there all over social media that was trying to use my brand for their own edification, for their own growth. So that's why it's important. If it's important to you, if it's like, we like to call it, this my baby. If your baby is that important to you, it's important that not only do you launch it out there and put it on products and you're selling it to other people, but you have to protect your baby. Just like one of your kids, you have to protect your baby, because if you leave that baby unprotected, somebody else will come and get your baby. So that's why it's so important that we take it seriously.
You answered one of my questions, because I was going to ask you, because I watched the video when somebody, where you trademarked your name and somebody was trying to steal it. You pretty much answered it. But now, and I don't have this question written down, but you just, again, enlightened not only me, but I think maybe some of the people in this live stream. I think a lot of people that aren't, and I'm one of them, that aren't as business minded as maybe some others, we think that when we get an LLC that is protecting it, it is not. No. It's not. And I don't have this written down. You just made me think of this. You know, Points Blank Network is an LLC, but that's just, you just got a business. But when somebody else, now, how hard is it to get a trademark? Does it take 3 months, 6 months, a year? It depends how complicated it is, or?
Well, the first step, I always tell people, before you even go and get a trademark or apply for one, because once you apply for it, you can't get your money back. There are no refunds with the USPTO.gov, zero. So before you even register that trademark, the first thing you have to do is research that trademark. And I always tell people, just like my former business coach used to tell me, she said, in this day and age, you got to make sure you are Google-licious. And what that means is when you go to Google or you go to Bing or any other search engine, and you type in whatever it is you're thinking you want to trademark, or whatever it is you're using, from your handle on YouTube to Instagram or whatever you're using, whatever your brand is, you need to research and see if someone else has a name that's exactly like yours or similar, because it's going to be those two main things that the USPTO is going to look at. If there's a name that's already trademarked that's similar to yours, yours will not be approved for trademark. And someone in that other company can hit you with a cease and desist letter or take you to court because you're on their brand. You're too close to their house. Let's put it like that. So we have to start researching first. Make yourself Google-licious. If you look up your name and you don't see yourself there, that's a red flag. That means you need to go and strengthen your social media, your websites, and make sure that when people type in your name, your face shows up there, or your link shows up there, your website shows up there. Because if you don't, someone still has the authority, can go and say, well, I didn't see you. You are not on Google. So I'm going to go in and file this trademark because you're not serious about it. So make yourself Google-licious. So research first.
I love this Google-licious. I ain't never used it. I won't use it again because I can't be using Kim stuff, but I ain't going to never say that. But y'all heard it here. Google-licious. Make yourself Google-licious now. I love that. That's funny as I don't know what. But you're probably the third content creator. And I know several where I've seen the trademark behind their name. Matter of fact, that's one of the things that stood out when I saw you in Tori's Brain Games. Live. I said, man, she got TM. Matter of fact, I need to ask him the next time I see him. I was a subscriber that's very faithful to me, and he has TM behind his name. Now that I think about it, I can't even think.
TM is different from the R.
Okay, so yours got R or TM?
Mine has R because it's a registered trademark.
So TM, is that just when you go like?
That's just trademark. It's just telling somebody, hey, I'm thinking about registering. I haven't registered it yet, but it's mine. So it's like a warning to people saying, hey, this is mine. It's my trademark, but it's not registered yet because I don't have the R. R is only for people that's gone through the USPTO.gov website and got that federal trademark.
So you got the R with the circle around it?
Right.
Hold up. Y'all, I'm going to show y'all. Y'all think I be kidding. Now, excuse how raggedy it is, but I keep some pen and paper even when I'm doing a live stream.
Me too.
Hey, I just wrote down my R with the circle. Y'all see that? That's my R with a circle. Cause man, y'all to know the D word. I be that. If I'm about to go do all this work and the next thing I know, somebody out here with a little more sense, they ain't necessarily got to have a lot of more money, maybe a little more sense, got my son. No, man. As a matter of fact, I'm scared to even talk about it. I don't even want nobody to watch it. I might not even put this video up after this. So, man. Oh, that's a good boy. They gave us some good idea. Let's go steal everybody's stuff.
And that's what's happening. There are people that are actually on YouTube. I've heard arguments get real serious on this platform. And people have literally went and taken people's handles, their business names, their course names, trademarked because they had an argument, went and trademarked it as theirs. And then turned around and did a whole video to the person say, give it up. It's mine now. And I'm like,
and y'all, for y'all content creators that's in this live stream right now, we ain't out in the streets. We ain't out here. I made that word up first. So I bought those shoes for that. Y'all, this for real. Y'all, we are business owners. If you have a YouTube channel, if you're serious, you're a business owner. We need to really start thinking about this. I got me a little LLC. I thought I was doing something. No. Man, I started this live stream talking about the tip of the iceberg. I got an LLC. Now I got to go. You know how many letters are important. Yes. Forget algebra. Letters are important. LLC. Now I got to get an R with a circle around. Letters are important.
Yes. Thank you, Angela.
So, y'all, because I want to make y'all go watch the video. So I'm going to leave y'all with a little suspense. But you did a video talking about 4 content marketing tools in 2022. Can you just tell us maybe 2 of those?
One we're doing, right now, we're doing a video. We're doing live streaming. And if you haven't gone live, if you're a content creator and you haven't gone live, you are seriously doing yourself an injustice. Going live, or at least doing pre-recorded videos here on YouTube, is an excellent way to build your credibility, your notoriety. And there was a time, a few years ago, that it was all about your clout score. So there was a lot of people like, how much clout do you have? Meaning, how many followers on social media do you have? And how many people are you able to influence? So this used to be a really, really big thing. And it's still big now, but it was really big back then. Mm-hmm. And if you're serious about what you're doing, you want to get as much of your personality out there to people as you can. And one of the number one ways in this day and age right now to do that is through video marketing. It's through doing videos here on YouTube, launching a channel, doing it on Facebook, do reels, do shorts, go on TikTok, Do whatever you have to do to get the attention of whatever target audience you are seeking to get the attention of. Another thing I like to do is people need to do like ebooks or a book period. Launch a book. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of authors. I've interviewed a lot of authors as well. And it's that book that has opened up a lot of doors for them. For me, it has been, and I'm not gonna give them all, Robert. You said only give them a couple.
No,
So I'm gonna give
just one or two, because I want people to go to your channel and see the rest.
But that's just two. That's two top ones right there for you. Doing videos and launching a book. And some of you say, oh, well, I don't want to do videos. I'm shy or I'm nervous. Let me tell you something my former business coach used to tell me, because I was the same way. I didn't want to do YouTube at all. But she pretty much twisted my arm behind my back and was like, listen, you need to get your personality and your knowledge is so vast. People need to hear this. And the quickest way for people to consume it is through video. So she put me in a 60-day video challenge. So for 60 days, I had to do a video. She didn't care what it was on. I did one video on a housefly. Crazy, I know. But I got inspired by a housefly one day and I had to do a video because I was in this challenge. And they're still talking about that video to this day, like a housefly, Kim, for real. Yes. But we have to get ourselves out there. I can tell people about you all day. Rod can tell people about you all day. When people go look you up, what do they look you up at? On social media.
Right.
So you have to get out there. The thing that she told me was, Kim, when she got tired of my excuses, she looked me in the face and she said, Kim, sometimes you have to do it afraid. And when she said that to me, I was like, she said, so I don't care if you're on there fumbling over your words, sweating. I don't care. Get out there, because there is somebody out there that needs to hear what you have to say. So if they see you doing it afraid, they'll be like, well, if she can do it, or if he can do it, then I can do it. Because good gracious, I definitely could do better than that. I definitely can't do any worse than they did. So just get on camera and do what you have to do.
That is so true. And I don't know if I know I've never told this story on this channel, but I've told it on Points Blank Travel, I think maybe once or twice. The reason I started a YouTube channel, there was a very successful brother that I'm very cool with now. Very knowledgeable. This dude is beyond intelligent. I'm just going to give y'all a little quick motivation because I just want to piggyback what Kim just said. So I was watching him and I really loved his stuff. He was always talking about his credit card points and miles. He's talking about a different niche now. He's in a whole different niche, but okay. He was doing live streams. He had so many problems with his equipment. He spent 80% of the live talking about his lights and his camera and the internet and this. I was like, yo, I can do this. Surely I can't be no worse. All my equipment can go wrong. And let me tell you, when I started following this man, ladies and gentlemen, he had 3,000 subscribers. Now he is well over 225,000 subscribers. Since then, he moved from Orange County, California. He is now in Colombia. He's retired. And I can tell you right now, he's nowhere near 62 and a half, 67. The man, and yo, this is what motivated me to start a channel. 3,000 to 5,000 subscribers. Now he's at 225 and he's retired. And he uploaded 2 videos today. Yes, that's a true story. I'm not going to, some of my people in my close circle know, I'm not going to say his name on here, right, but because I don't want to say nothing negative about the problems with the live streams. But what Kim is saying, man, just start.
That's it.
Now, you said something similar to this, and I want to make sure I didn't misquote you. How do you feel about people blocking their blessings by not making connections?
Oh my goodness.
Did I do my research or what, girl? Did I do that? Was I up in that thing?
Listen, I know there are a lot of people, and if you come up from the ground like I have, up through the mud, up through the book, I came from the projects. All right, let me just go and put it. I came from the projects. All right. When you talking about government cheese, I know about that. When you talking about, we got EBT, I got EBT now. Now we had the monopoly money. We had the food stamps. So I know about all of that. All right. Born and raised in it. So when you come from that and you start to grow and you start to build, you're going to face those naysayers. So go on and get it in your mind. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to agree with you. People are going to just dislike you for no reason at all. So why not just show up and allow God to lead you to the people you need to be connected to? Not everybody on these platforms are your people. You know what they say, just because they got your skin and not your kin.
Ooh, say that
Everybody
again.
is your people.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
give you the
if
spotlight, sis. I can hear you. I'm gonna give you the spotlight. I can hear you.
so when you're going into these different areas where God is leading you, don't be afraid to show up as yourself. See, a lot of people think, oh, well, this is popular, or this is popping, or this is hot in these YouTube streets or social media streets. This is what I'm going to do. If that's not you, leave it alone, because real recognize real. People are going to pick up on that, and they're going to be like, you're fake, you're phony, and then you're going to completely destroy your credibility. Get around those people that are where you want to be. So if you sit there and you say, you know what? I want to make $1,000. If the people in your circle aren't making $1,000, you need to go get around some more people. If you say, I want to make $5,000 in a month, you need to check your circle. See, a lot of us are afraid, because I was that way. I was afraid to leave my circle. But listen, if you're the smartest person in the group, who's leading you? And you're trying to lead everybody else, who's leading you? Who are you following? One of the main things a wisdom keeper told me when I was growing up, she said, Kim, listen, always strive to be a leader. And I said, okay. She said, but not just that. There's going to come a time when you got to be a follower, but you got to make sure the people that you are following have the right roadmap that they're leading you down. They may have a map. They may have a direction that they're going, but is that the direction you need to be going? So you need to check your circle. Where are they leading you to? Who's leading them? So we have to be careful about who we connect to and how we connect to them, because I personally have lost thousands of dollars following the wrong people. So now instead of making me bitter, it made me better, because now I'm more conscious about who I connect myself to, who I connect my brand to, who I do business deals with, because I know where God has showed me I'm going. So when it comes to you making these connections, don't be afraid to make them, but be more cognitive of who you're making them with. Be conscious. Don't get all wrapped up in, oh, they got 50,000 followers on Instagram. Oh man, they got 100 million on YouTube. Don't get wrapped up into all of that. One of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is get to know you. I became my most powerful and my most educated when I learned who Kim was. The moment God allowed me to do that and to come in connection and alignment with that, I became unstoppable. This is what we have to do. First step, get to know you. Listen to your guide, that voice on the inside saying, hey, this is the direction we need to go. This is where your heart is pulling you to. Once you understand that, everything else will fall into place. But a lot of us bump our head, stub our toe, because we're just in the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong people. So I always tell people, check your circle. If every time you turn around, it's like a struggle, check your circle. Because there are some people that are in your circle that don't mean you any good. So when you hit your monetization on YouTube, they're going to be hating. They weren't meant, they have a season. Learn seasons. Some people, I have grown up with some people I had to let go of in this season of my life. I love them, but they weren't going in the same path that God had me on anymore. So know your lights in life. If you at a red light, God said, hey, you need to stop, then stop. If he says, hey, slow down a minute, you need to look around, that's your yellow light, that's your caution light. Pay attention to that. But when he gives you that green go light, you better hit the gas quick, fast, and in a hurry. Don't let nobody deter you or stop you, because that right there could be blocking your blessing. So don't get all wrapped up in the shiny ball syndrome, meaning these people that's got all these gorgeous lights around them, all this aura around them. Don't get caught up in that, because they may not be for you, because the enemy will send people your way too to set you up. So be careful. So don't think, oh, that person only got 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, I'm not going to interview them. I'm not going to connect with them. I don't know. Because sometimes God will send a person like that into your life, and it's to help you grow. Sometimes God will send challenges in our life and even in our businesses to help us grow. That's what happened to me. When those copycats start popping up trying to use my name, it was a light bulb moment. Like, Kim, how did you forget to do this, this, and this? Protect your baby. It shouldn't have taken that. I should have known better, but I was so busy building that I forgot the protection part. So that's why now I teach on that, because I was like, I don't want to block another blessing. I don't want to be blindsided by all of this other stuff. I need to focus and pay attention. So you got to check your circle, you all. Don't block your blessings. Don't get caught up in the pretty box and the bow of everybody else. You got to get to know yourself. Know who God made you to be and the path that he has you on. Sometimes you got to be like that horse that put those blinders on, and you got to stay laser focused, and you have to be in alignment with your purpose, because if you don't, it could lead you to a dead end. And I'm here to tell you, that's not a dead end you want to hit. I'm sure Rod can even say something about that. It's not something you want to hit.
I've been at dead ends, y'all, and I'm gonna tell you, man, the last thing Kim said tonight, that was a boy. First and foremost, man, y'all, that was just phenomenal. I had a young man in my live stream on this channel a couple live streams ago, Cowboy Muse, and he said that he has horses, and he said it's a reason that they put those blinders on those horses, so when they're racing, they can stay focused and not get distracted. Right. Y'all, one thing I've learned tonight, if I've learned nothing else from Kim, and I have 2 daughters, now I have 3 children. She just said something, and hopefully y'all are picking up what she's saying. If you have any type of brand, any business, that's your baby. And y'all have heard me say the Points Blank Travel is my new baby. I've said that. No, Points Blank Experience. Points Blank Travel is my oldest YouTube child. Points Blank Finance is my middle child, which I don't forget about it sometimes, kind of like Jan Brady. And the Points Blank Experience is my baby child. I've said it, but I've never put it into this perspective. Man, y'all, this knowledge tonight, first and foremost, I want to thank we were up to 22. The numbers keep fluctuating. I want to thank the 18, 19 real homies that are in the crib right now. You could have been anywhere tonight, but you're here kicking with the educated natural, Kim, and your boy Rod from the Points Blank Experience. Also, at the top, you don't have to go there now, but before you leave here, check it out. At the top, there's an award show coming up January 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Meet and Eye Awards. If you look right here, last year, my other channel, Points Blank Travel, won Channel of the Year. This year, 5 nominations. And no, this ain't no shameless boast or whatever. This I'm letting y'all know. I'm just straight up letting you know. I've been nominated Best Interview Channel and Best Live Stream. And up at the top, it's about 24 nominees in there, 22, 24. You have to vote for people you may not even know. A lot of them are here tonight. Your favorite couple. Cooking with the Catherines, Kayla Mark, Keeping with the Griffins.
Everybody.
After this here, please go and check that out. It's a beautiful thing to see what Anwar Meet and I do to show love back to the content creators, y'all. And they pay for this stuff out of their pocket. This trophy came out of their pocket. And this trophy here is just as important as any of the 6 Navy Achievement Medals that I received while serving my country. So that's how important it is to me. So now I just had to put that out there. And anything else I need to say? Again, thanks, Kim. If y'all got questions for Kim, please put a purple heart down in there. I do want to pull this up because I wanted everybody to see who was talking when I gave her the spotlight. But Angela says she never leaves you uneducated. And I mean never.
Thank you, Angela.
Angela has been in several of my live streams. I haven't seen her in a while, but I'm so thankful that the Educated Natural brought her back to another Points Blank.
Yes, she said she would be here. Thank you, Angela.
So it is beautiful, y'all. Now, I've never asked this question. We back to the questions. I had to get commercials out there. We back to the questions now. I've never asked anyone this, Kim, in none of my interviews. How big is too big of a circle? I ain't never asked this question. I typed it now, but I typed it. But I'm like, people talking about I have these, and the reason I asked that question, I want to go back a second. I want to take a step back 2 seconds. We don't want to block our blessings by making connections. And you hear everybody talking about my circle so small, it's like the lead end of a 2-lead number 2 pencil. All right, but my circle is small too. The Alliance, 8 groups of people, but it's about 16 of us. How big should your circle be?
As big as necessary. Let me explain that.
Okay.
I don't want to turn this into a Bible study, but let me get biblical for just a second to kind of make this point.
Y'all, we apologize in advance. If you don't
We're
want no
sorry.
Bible
We
study,
try to offend nobody, but I need this for an example.
Give it to us.
When Gideon went to war, Gideon showed up with a whole lot of people, thinking that that's what he needed to be successful in his battle. By the end of that story, Gideon was cut down by God by telling him, you don't need that many people. Cut your circle down. So what Gideon thought he needed to be successful, by the time God got finished getting rid of the dead weight, so we would say, Gideon only had a handful of people. And with those handful of people, he did an enormous feat. So you don't need a lot of people to get you from point A to point B. You just need the right people. You can do a whole lot with just 2 or 3 people. If they're 2 or 3 of the right people, that's going to get you to where you need to be. So it's not about the number. It's about what they bring to the table and what they are skilled in when it comes to you and your goals and purpose. So if that one person on your team is the only one that can get you from point A to point B, then that's all you need. See, we think there's strength in numbers because that's all we have heard. But I've been able to have more doors open for me with just 2 people. I didn't need to have all those other people that knew me and that I knew, that I thought that I would have to go and I need to go and talk to this person. I need to go try to find this person's PR. I need to go talk to this celebrities. I didn't need all of that. This one person was able to open up doors for me, and they did it for free because they liked what I brought to the table. And so we need to get out of that mentality that we need all these people, because sometimes just like money, the more people you have, the more problems. So we have to be careful and trying to change our mindset to think that we need all these extra things when we don't need that. Even like if you think about David in the Bible, Saul was trying to give David his armor thinking, okay, that's a giant you have to face. And David was like, man, look, I've been fighting tigers and bears out there on the wilderness. And the only thing I use was my slingshot. And he took down one of the biggest giants. Let's say it was a big obstacle with a slingshot and 1 rock. And then had some backup rocks in case somebody else on the team wanted to try it. So we have to know that when we show up in our power. And if what we're doing is in alignment with what God wants us to do, you don't need that many people in your circle. You just need the right people.
Ooh. Y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, man, if you've ever been to a seminar, I didn't know we was about to get all this good stuff tonight, but I'm telling you right now what I'm hearing tonight, and I don't know how valuable it is for the other 18 people in the crib, 20 counting Kim and I. Y'all, people pay thousands of dollars to hear the information that I've heard for the last hour and 1 minute. Kim, am I being real?
Thank you. Yes, because I've gone to some seminars and I'm like, I paid for this.
They pay, matter of fact, they pay thousands. They don't even hear none of what we're hearing right now. You hear some mumbo jumbo, but y'all. And I told Kim, I said, I'm trying to keep this less than an hour and a half or less. So 1 or 2 things got to happen. I got to talk a little faster. And she said it's Friday night, but that don't mean I'm about to be here 2 or 3 hours. But y'all, this here is valuable. And I want to pull this back up here. I want to put 2 comments up here that I just noticed. I meant to highlight it. Oh, y'all bear with me here, man. Right here. I need to see more of this. You ain't got to tell me, just do it.
Thank you. Thank
you. Meet and I just said, and these are the people behind the Meet and I Awards. Just subscribe to her channel. Yes, Edward Meet. And then I go back down, and Angela already said how she feel. Big Daddy Beer Gaming Production, BDB GP, but brothers in the house said eat natural. But right here, I saw your favorite couple. And in case you don't know, if you see Boulder, Kim, I don't drop no gems. I don't drop nuggets. I drop boulders all day, every day.
Thank you.
And looking right here, she talking good. We got 𝗖𝗧 nominated for the best supporter, best moderator in the Meet and I Awards. Kayla Moore said they taking notes. Y'all, this woman she ain't dropping boulders. She dropping meteors. I mean, her boulder was on fire. I'm just being real with you. They coming out of the sky. You know, they scared that a meteor gonna hit Earth. Well, if this kind of meteor hit Earth, I would be smack dab standing on the middle of where it's gonna hit. And y'all, I'm serious, man. I was not. Ooh, boy, your boy is hyped. So we got there about the circle. Now, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna make a statement, then I'm gonna ask a question.
Sure.
Because you did a video about a word that starts with P, and this ain't gonna be no Scrabble, and then I'm gonna give you the word. This ain't no game show. I'm gonna give you the word. So my channel, when I first started Points Blank Travel, it was doing decent. And that's the word I was looking for. It started gaining momentum, and then next thing you know, it was gaining so much momentum. But I always was clicking that Google, YouTube, and looking at other content creators that were in my niche. And I wanted more. I wanted more. So I decided to do this P word that you mentioned in the video, which was pivot. I decided to pivot. And it seemed like maybe it wasn't the time for me to pivot. So the question I have to you, when do you know, when is it time for you to pivot in life and business? You did a video on that. When do you, I mean, because I think if I was playing basketball with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, they would have called me for traveling. Because with basketball, you got to pivot.
Right.
You can't keep running with the ball without dribbling. And I think I stopped, and I think I pivoted too many times. So when is the right time to pivot in life and business?
Well, when it comes to pivoting, the best time to pivot, and I don't know how many people have done this, but I have done it more times than I can count. You know when it's time to pivot, whenever you stump that pinky toe and you hit up against the corner of your bed or the corner of the couch too many times, that's a direct wake-up call. Like, now, wait a minute, I'm going to have to figure this out. Because I have stumped my toe too many times on this corner, or I have ran into this wall too many times, or for some people, I have lost too much money on this investment. I did not get a positive ROI, which is a return on my investment. So something, God is trying to tell me something. That's when you know, okay, it's time for me to back up for a minute, pull out all the paperwork, lay everything out on the table and see what's really going on here. That's when you know it's almost like God is trying to tell you something. Like, it's like he's like on your shoulder saying, turn, turn, turn. And you're like, no, I like this. He's like, no, I'm trying to push you. So sometimes he'll allow us to hit our toe, bump our head, stumble and fall, lose money for us to say, you know what, maybe this is a sign I need to do something else. Now, like Rod has already said, sometimes we are leading. We have taken God out of the driver's seat. We haven't even sought his guidance on whatever it is we want to do. It's just like we want to do it, and so it becomes an I thing. I want to do this. I. So then we start going down I-95, 1,000 miles an hour, knowing our engine cannot take that. And then when the car explodes or the engine fall out of it, or all the lights on in the car just come on and the car just start working, then we're like, I don't know how this happened, or, you know, this is this person's fault. No. We love to point fingers. It's nobody's fault but our own. Because there's always a red flag. There's always a warning that God sends out there to us that says, hey, red alert, pay attention. Whenever you start getting those red alerts, things just aren't adding up right. Like we used to say, what the math is not mathing. When it's not adding up, that's a clear sign that it may be time to pivot. I've had to pivot more times than a little bit. From my channel to the content I was providing, to my business, I had to pivot because I'm like, okay, I know God is leading me down this path. What am I getting wrong? What am I missing? What lesson did I learn that he's having me repeat? Sometimes you ever feel like you're in that, what's that, revolving door? And you keep going around and around and you're like, okay, I see the opening, but I just can't get off this thing to get through the opening. We have to pay attention to those warning signs. So whenever you're wondering, is this a sign that I need to pivot? I need to try something else? You got to put everything out on the table and you have to look and say, okay, what has happened and why is this happening? And if it's continuing to happen, you have to just be realistic with yourself saying, look, I know I've been doing this for the last 20 years, but it's not working like it used to. It's costing me more than I'm getting. So that's a clear sign of it's time to pivot. Now, if things are going well and it's a part of God's plan for you, then it's not a time to pivot. Sometimes we can pivot too early. I've done that. I've done that too. I pivoted too early because I was driving the car. I didn't realize that I had taken the authority into my own hands and taken it out of his hands. And so when I realized, okay, I may have to go back, there's nothing wrong with saying, oops, I made a mistake. Let me go back and do what I was doing. So that's how you know. It's red flags around us all the time. It's those warning lights all the time.
I need to talk to God because since I repivoted too early and I'm in this car, my car won't seem to make a U-turn. I've been trying to make a U-turn, but it's still going straight. It won't go in reverse. It won't make a U-turn. It just got me going that way. And I've spent, y'all, I was up this past week and I haven't even dropped the videos yet. I started recording a video at 1 o'clock in the morning and it was a very good video. I finished at 2:20. And I used to do that when I first started PBT, but I'm like, yo, man. And when I watched this video, I'm like, oh, man, she hitting the nail on the head. I pivoted too early. And that's why I wanted to ask you that question. But y'all got to go check out the video. You got to do like I did. You got to go watch the video. So now you did a video on 3 things that people can do to improve their brand awareness. So you may not remember. Like, I don't remember all the videos I've done. And I usually will write one of them down just in case you don't remember, but I didn't. But I don't want to hear all 3 of them because they got to watch the video to hear the other 2. But what's one thing people can do to change their brand awareness?
Well, the first thing I would say right now, I can't remember what I said in that video, but if you really want to change your brand awareness, one of the things you have to do is completely come into connection with what your brand stands for and what it means in the very first place. If you don't know what your brand is, if someone says, you know, what's the message of your brand? And you cannot do it within like less than 60 seconds or a minute or so or more, then you need to go back and reconnect with that brand. Because your brand awareness comes from people knowing, your public audience knowing when they hear that name brand, they know it's you. And if people hear a name, like we hear Nike or we hear Adidas, we know about that. You know, if you say Google, we know about that. We know where that goes. You know, we can't say Google. We say, oh, that's Rob. You know, that's Rod. That's Rod. And Rob be like, that ain't me. I'm not Google.
You know, when you really made it, though, Kim, when you ain't even got a name, you just got an apple.
I know, right?
You just got an apple, or you just got a
Your
Jeep.
logo is just.
Yeah, you just got, like, I want my lion with the PB to be just so out there. That's Rod. Rod somewhere behind that, or y'all don't get the drift, man. Or the Amazon, and you ain't even they just stopped even putting the letters on the trucks. They just got the little arrow doing it here. I mean, we all know it's
exactly, and that's your brand awareness. They have put in the blood, sweat, and tears to build that brand to where we as consumers know. Oh yeah, there's Amazon. Oh, that's Nike. That check. We know that's Nike.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to do.
Like Air Jordan. I mean,
right.
It's him. It's him with the ball in his hand and his legs spread. And you I could tell y'all, man, I've been around the world. Kim was in the Army. She probably been around. Man, go to Korea, go to Japan, go to Singapore right now and pull out a pair of Jordans and turn them around and ask for what is these. I guarantee they're going to say Air Jordans. I guarantee you. And Michael Jordan ain't going to be nowhere near us. Nowhere. And then they going to say Michael Jordan on the shoe because, y'all, at least that's what I want. I don't know about nobody else. And I don't want to be rich and wealthy, but I want to see the blood, sweat, and tears that I put into the Points Blank Network to one day people say, he did his thing. He did his thing. So,
that's it.
Oh man, you got my, oh boy, y'all, man, I know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow back at work. Y'all don't tell my job. Hopefully they ain't watching. I did a lot of this research at work, man. I gotta go back and watch some more videos, man. Make it go by real quick though. But don't y'all take my advice and get fired. I don't want y'all blaming me.
Don't blame me either.
Now, you did a video on steps on growing a YouTube channel and y'all, let me get this. Let me make sure I say this here. I didn't say tips on starting a YouTube channel. Points Blank Travel, the channel that can't seem to make a U-turn or go in reverse, has 3,600 subscribers. This channel has 380. Points Blank Finance has 663 or something like that. How? Okay, I just got to tell. Okay, how can you grow your YouTube channel? You name 4 things, but just tell us 1 or 2 because they need to watch the video to see the other 2.
Yeah, watch the video because it's been a while for that one. To grow your YouTube
Well, I can't help you.
channel.
I wrote those down.
Okay, what you write? Give me one. What you write? Which one? Which
Number
one really stuck out to you?
The one that really stuck out to me is the one that people are always jabbing at me about.
Uh-oh.
They always tease me about. Every time we look up, Rod live. Every time we look up, Rod go live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But your number one was show up consistently and stick to a schedule.
That's it. Yeah, you have to show up. A lot of it, and you have to be careful showing up, because I was showing up so much at one point, I burnt out. I was like burning the candle at both ends. So you have to be strategic about the showing up part, because sometimes you'll watch so many content creators here on YouTube and they'll do video at 1 o'clock. They'll do a video at 4 o'clock. They'll back on there at 8 o'clock. And you're like, these people are around the clock. Like, I don't have that kind of time in the day. And so you'll start putting undue pressure on yourself trying to keep up with them and their schedule. That may not be for you. So when it comes to showing up, you have to look at your own schedule. And I'm going to tell y'all, like my teacher used to tell us in class, keep your eyes on your own paper. In other words, figure out what it is that you can do. If you have 1 hour a day, how can you apply that towards your channel? But even before you even do that, you have to make up in your mind, how serious is your channel to you? Do you plan on getting your channel monetized, or is this just a hobby, something to do, something to kill time? Then if that's the case, you ain't got to worry about any of this, because it's not going in the direction that people that want to be monetized or use this as another stream of income would be focusing on. So if it's just a hobby for you, don't even worry about it. Just do your thing. But if you're serious about growing your channel and it becomes a part of your brand, and you're serious about monetizing that channel, you have to show up as consistent as possible, because what YouTube allows us to do is build an audience. And that means these are all these people, even the ones that's here watching us tonight, Rod. These are all these people that's watching us that shows up out of their busy schedules to come and support you. And you sit there and say, well, I go live every Monday at 3 o'clock. That means that audience is going to show up for you Monday at 3 o'clock. Well, if you're thinking Monday, you get tired, you get busy, and you miss one Monday, you may miss two. If you start constantly missing those Mondays, your audience is going to constantly miss you, meaning they're going to go somewhere else. And now you got to start from scratch again. So you have to look at your own schedule and decide, how consistently can I be? How can I show up realistically for my audience? You can't look at nobody else's schedule. Somebody else may work from home. They may not be in school. You may be in college. You don't have that kind of time. You may only have 30 minutes. Then that 30 minutes, you block it off on your schedule and say, I'm going to spend this 30 minutes. I'm going to shoot a video. Either I'm going to do it live or I'm going to do it pre-recorded. But I'm going to show up for that 30 minutes for my audience, because it's important to me. So when it comes to showing up and consistency, that's an individual ball game. You have to look at your schedule. And once you put that on the schedule, do everything you can to stick to it. If you get to that point where you're tired, you're wore out, you're just like in a brain fog, you're like, I'm going to show up, but I have nothing to talk to these people about. I have nothing to say. I don't know what I'm doing. Tell your audience that. Because I guarantee you there's somebody that's watching you say, whoo, I'm so glad they said that, because I was feeling the same way. I didn't know what I want to do. We're going to sit here, we're going to look at each other. We're going to sit here for 30 minutes and we're just going to read. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab a book and we just go read this passage out of this book. That's all I got for y'all today. They'll respect that honesty, because they're like, look, I don't have a craft I want to do. I don't want to make another t-shirt. I don't want to teach y'all nothing. So I don't have nothing for y'all. So we're just gonna read something. So it's just, that's what you have to show up to do for that 30 minutes for your audience. That's what you have to do. But you have to be consistent with whatever it is you do, because that's how you're gonna build your audience. So even Rod was like, I'm late, and I'm like, you're good. I'm here. I'm here. I understand. I've had to work a job and try to do this before too. I get it. Take your time. I'm here.
Yeah,
because his audience knows he's gonna come eventually. He's gonna come.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh man, she probably gonna be the came and gone, because I was like, she said, hit me up when you're ready. And then when I came in the backstage, she was already there. I was like, thank God, man. I'm glad she didn't leave. But y'all, there are 4 steps. She did a video with 4 steps on growing your channel. I picked number 1, which is consistency. I know the other 3, and I guarantee you, you need to go and watch that video, because the other 3, and I'm not going to say what they are because it's not doing her justice with her having a YouTube channel. Go check out her content. But They're powerful. They are powerful. Hey, we got a question from Me Tonight, and he had hit me up. We got a question from Me Tonight. Then we got another question from 𝗖𝗧𝗧.
Okay.
Again, if y'all have questions, just do it like Anwar Meat did, put question or a heart. It's easy if it's an emoji. It's easier for me to find it. And strength from within LLC. It's a lot of people that are coming here. I'm gonna acknowledge all of y'all. This is the latest artisan on the Educated Naturals channel.
Yes.
See how much I paid attention. I couldn't remember all. No one I couldn't remember the name. I mean, but so question with brand awareness, do you believe in niche or niching down? And if not, do you think it limits you and your creativity?
In the beginning, when I first started, I totally believed in niching down, because what niching down does is it makes it easier on you as the creative. That means you have to focus on one topic, one thing, and that's all you talk about. But what you don't want to do is bore your audience, bore your subscribers, bore your clients. Because I know certain people that are so niche down that they only talk about one topic and one topic only. And that's great in the beginning, but don't allow this niching down to cause you to limit your own creativity as a creative. Because a lot of us are multifaceted, meaning we do a lot of different things, myself included. There's a lot of different things I can teach on. And for me, what I've tried to do is keep them in categories. Like there may be a season, maybe 3 to 6 months or so, I may teach on this one topic. And I will just teach, or I will, show and tell, right? But then I alert my audience, say, okay, guys, look, we're finished with that part. I want to show you guys something else. We're not going to be talking about this, but we're going to talk about this. It's similar to this. It's kind of attached to it in a way, but here's where I think the next focus should go. And you kind of lead and guide your audience in your pivot. That's like a pivot. When you're not niching down and you're kind of moving from one subject to the next, it's like a pivot. You're doing like mini pivots. Like in the military, we used to do like mini pivots till we got to the direction that we would be going in. Sometimes when you're doing a business, whether it's teaching or you're providing goods and services, or whether you're doing YouTube live videos or pre-recorded videos, you can't be afraid to be flexible, because your audience is composed of a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different personalities. So you can't be afraid to kind of pivot a little bit. Don't do a full pivot, but if your goal is to go from here to there, sometimes you have to do small pivots to get there. And your audience, if they're rocking with you, they're going to rock with you. So niching down too deep in certain cases can hurt people. I've heard stories from creators that there's like, look, I'm only telling them, let's say, about YouTube. Well, I'm tired of talking about YouTube. I've run out of all the YouTube content I could think of to tell them how to build a channel, to tell them how to do this, tell them how to do that. What else can I do? That's where your research comes in handy. There are certain websites where you can, what is it called? I almost want to say ping your audience, but I think it's like ask your audience or something. And you can bring up a subject matter in that particular website, and it'll bring up a bunch of different questions that it will show you that you can actually make videos that pertain to that topic. And then it'll also give you subtopics as well. So when you're thinking about niching down, let's say you make crafts, you make t-shirts, there's only going to be so much content you can give out to your audience about how to make a t-shirt. But you can also say, okay, we're going from t-shirts, and now I'm going to show you how to do packaging, which kind of falls into the area of branding. So it's like levels to this thing. You have to be able to build your niche on levels, and your audience will ride that wave with you. But what you don't want to do is be so locked down into a niche that you hurt yourself, and then you bore or even hurt or lose your audience. So that would kind of be my answer to that. Look at your audience. Look at your analytics. Pay attention to what your audience is asking for. Because right now, my audience is asking for something that I did as a joke. And now I'm like, okay, there's something I really want to pivot into. So you have to listen to your audience. And you also got to listen to that thing on the inside, that voice on the inside. You know when your audience has gotten bored. Watch your numbers, watch your analytics. You will know if you pay attention. And some of them that you really trust, they'll tell you, look, you done did about 150 videos on this right here. Can you talk about something else? So they'll tell you.
And you know, people on YouTube can be very, very ruthless at times. They would definitely tell you. And that was a great answer. Hopefully that answer, I'm pretty sure, you know, hopefully it answered Meet and I's question. Um, and I could tell you, even on my channel, I'm not so niche down, but I kind of got burnt out on credit and credit cards. That's why you're not seeing as much content on um, Points Blank Travel. But it goes along with what Kim just said earlier. Sometimes you can be too consistent, and I became too consistent with a niche down channel. But instead of saying, okay, I'm fried, I'm died, I'm laid to the side, and I'm quitting, nope, I created something else I was interested in. Then I created something else I was interested in. And now I have, what's my favorite word in case you've never been here? Options, baby. I have options. I got 3 or 4 channels, 3 channels I can record on, a podcast I can talk on, and the clips when I don't want to do none of that, go clip out stuff. I'm giving myself options to stay relevant. And we got another question. If y'all have questions, the questions will take precedence over any of my questions. The audience's questions will take precedence over my questions, as well as, and there's so many people, man. Prayer Couple Cooking Series. We got Wiley Hustle, my sister in here. We got Evolving with Etta that came in. 𝗖𝗧𝗧, RX Snails, Keisha.
Oh, Etta.
Oh man. Angela's Cameron said Light still hanging out. I'm just going down through some of these, man. Praying Couple, I said them. Kayla Moore still hanging out. Y'all, I'm a Strength from Within LLC. Thank you for coming in. If this is your first time here, please do me a favor. Consider subscribing to the channel. You know, I don't know if it's only on my computer. Maybe it ain't on nobody else's. But have you noticed, Kim, that the subscribe button ain't red no more? It's black.
Yeah, they did the whole update.
Okay, I thought I was tripping. So.
No, they updated it.
Hey, y'all, so y'all out there talking about hit that red subscribe button. If you got Uncle Jimmy or Cousin Luther that ain't really YouTube savvy, they ain't gonna find no red subscribe button because it ain't red no more, y'all. Boulder alert. Hey, boulder alert. This ain't no Jim, this ain't no Nugget. It ain't none of Kim's meteors, but this is a boulder alert that the subscribe button is now black and it's an oval.
And in certain cases, it's white. If you have your dark mode on, it's actually white. So it's either black or white.
There she come with the meteors again. I ain't in dark mode, but my phone's in dark mode. Now you say that you're right.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, the subscribe button is black now. Back to the regular schedule program. It is black now. So quit saying it's red because Uncle Leroy ain't going to find it. I'm telling you right now. So, hey, let's get to this question. 𝗖𝗧𝗧 says, Kim, you said you had, in quotes, a business coach. How did you decide to get one and then move on from them? That's a great question, 𝗖𝗧.
It's a great question. It's a great question. Thank you, 𝗖𝗧𝗧. The decision to get a business coach was kind of thrown on me because when I started my business right out of grad school. So I was like, okay, I had the book education, but I didn't have the actual experience in the field. So I needed someone to show me the ropes that has been in it for a while. And so she's a very smart lady. And we linked up, and just listening to her guidance and following her path allowed me to know, okay, Kim, first of all, it taught me to trust in me, to bet on me, because I was always afraid to kind of just put me out there. So I had to learn to bet on Kim. And so it got to a point where I didn't let her go. She pretty much fired me because she said I had outgrown her. And
that's a good reason to get fired.
There was nothing else that she could teach me. And so she was like, she wanted to almost flip-flop with me. She said, I need to make you my coach because I was learning so much from her, and I was just absorbing it like a sponge, and I was putting it into practice, and all these things were happening. She was like, maybe I need to make you my coach because I'm just that good because you done exceeded me. So that's kind of how that went. I didn't fire her. She fired me.
You know what, Kim? I used to tell people that worked underneath me in the military, and I retired as an E8. My job is for you to be able to relieve me one day. I'm sure you can attest to that. And I was watching, I can't remember if it was Nipsey Hussle. Somebody on Instagram the other day said, may have been Snoop. It was somebody said, I, as a leader, I want you to outgrow me so I can quit and take no. So so I can work for you and be able to take days off. You're going to start underneath me, but then you're going to surpass me. I can scale down and then I can take. And I say, man, that's very powerful. I never thought about it because we always want to be in charge. We want to be that was it. It was the boss. Oh, was it Rick Ross? It was somebody, but it was about bosses. Okay. People don't know what the true meaning of being a boss is. Being a boss is Kim's life coach. When she said, I can't teach you none of this. You need to be teaching me.
Yes.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
And I was almost like that kid on her ankle holding on to her, like, please don't let me go. I don't want to go by myself. It's like, you gotta go. You're ready. Go.
And now you're flying. You're soaring like an eagle.
Thank you.
You're soaring like, y'all, man, I'm gonna have to put a t-shirt on in a minute because my adrenaline right now is I'm on such a rush. And again, and I apologize in advance, but Kim is dropping so much heat in this video, this live stream. Sister, all I can say is thank you for just taking the time to be here. What is this? Heather, chronic condition, crap. Oh, okay. You speaking to somebody. I'm thinking, man, I saw them name words. I'm like, okay, maybe this. So here we go. Now, y'all, I got 23 real homes. What'd you say now?
I was speaking to Passionately Intrigued Arts.
Oh man, there's so many people here, y'all. If I ain't got to you, yeah, y'all bear with me, man. I'm over 50. I'm AARP up in here, so y'all just bear with me. All right, I'm gonna get to you in a minute. I'm gonna get to you. Now, y'all, I can't leave this live stream without asking this. Well, I know the story, but I want her to share with y'all. And I got so fooled on this video. Oh man, I know I got it memorized if I can't find it. Anyway, your husband, who I didn't know at the time, had been in the military. Here it is. He was in the military. Now it makes sense because we work some 12-hour days, but he had been working 12-hour days for a few weeks. And the title, y'all, now this is the only video I'm gonna give away, but y'all still got to go watch it. But I think the title was said something about how to keep a man for life or get a man for life or something like that. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this one. I gotta see what they thinking. I'm talking about the ladies, right? I gotta see what the ladies thinking. How you keep a man for life. Y'all, it was such a matter of fact. I don't even know if I want Kim to tell it. It was such a twist in this video. Yeah, it was like one of them Lifetime movies. You thinking somebody done did this and somebody totally different, or all my children or what like to live. But can you just got this is the only one I just please share that story.
Okay, let me reapply for this one. This is a big one. This one got me in a lot of trouble.
Take you off the screen a little for a second.
No, I'm good.
Y'all, all I'm gonna say.
The ladies in here that follow, they know what that was. They know what that was. They know exactly what that was.
For the people that don't follow you, I almost don't even want to tell you because I was just sitting there and I'm at work, man, and I'm over here like, man, what's about to happen? I'm all up in my computer. They know dang on well I ain't working because I'm too deep in the computer. So anyway, I'm sorry, Kim, go ahead.
Okay, in that video, I did something that, from my understanding, a lot of women just do not do. My husband, like you said, Rod, had been working around the clock. He is active duty military, and he was like 12-hour plus days. And, during the summertime, grass grows. So there was no way, and my husband and I have been married for over 25 years. There is no way I was going to have my husband that's been working for days, 12-hour days, after day after day, come home and have to cut grass. Wasn't going to happen. Now, like I told you, I am the youngest of 3, but my grandparents had us out there doing yard work. So I know how to work a lawnmower, okay? So I went out and I cut our entire yard. It's a pretty nice size yard with a push lawnmower, okay?
It was big.
And before I did it, I told him, I said, look, don't worry about the yard. I just need you to come home, get some rest. I got it. And he was fussing because, he's a man. And no man wants that woman out there pushing a lawnmower. And he was like, I got it. I'll get home. I got it. And I was like, no, I got this one. And I went and cut the yard. And when I finished, I, went live. They say everything is content. That was a content video. So I went live and I was telling the ladies, look, if you got a good man and he's supporting you, he's taking care of you, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And so that's kind of what that video was the gist of. I went out there and I cut that yard by myself. And I threw on a headscarf on my head, did not care how I looked in that video, looked a hot mess, don't even care, because I was on a mission to help my husband. And I threw on his old military boots because I went out there and I got dirty in that yard. And of course, when he got home, he was appreciative, but he was also like upset with me. Like, I don't, because, you know, we live in a neighborhood. So he was like, what if other people see my wife out there cutting grass? They were like, why he ain't out there cutting the grass? So I was like, I don't care what they think. This is us. Okay. You know, as a wife, I got your back. You know, you have my back, I have your back. And that's kind of how that video kind of transpired. But I got a lot of flack. I got a lot of flack from other women like, what are you doing? You're making us look bad. And I'm not cutting no grass. And then one woman inboxed me. It was like, my husband saw your video and made me watch it because they're both subscribed to me. And she was like, he kept talking about, and you want to complain, we got a ride lawnmower and you didn't even want to go out there and ride and cut the grass. So, it's all your fault, Kim. And I was like, oops.
Man, you was huffing and puffing at the end too, man, because, yo, the way she did it, she said, lady, this is what you need to do for your man. And I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting nothing crazy anyway, because I had watched a couple videos, but she had, I think, a purple sweatshirt, if I'm not mistaken, purple lilac, something like that, pink, I don't know.
Yeah,
something.
sure, yeah.
And she was sweating, and then some kind of way the camera, all you saw was this yard behind her, and I'm like, boy, this was a twist and a half right here. I would expect her to mow the lawn, but you're right, because man, man, what are you doing, lady? Are you out here cutting the grass? If it was me, I'd have been like, man, look, you killing me. You killing me, Kim. You got me looking like I don't do something. You're killing me. You're killing me. I'm, you know, and so perception, but she didn't care. She went out there, and her husband had been working long days, and she went out there and showed her appreciation for him. And man, y'all still go watch the video because she gave y'all the short version. It was not even a long video, but it was
very short.
Now, whoo, man, you said this here, and I really want some people to hear this here. They got YouTube channels, because now I follow this rule. Okay. And I think a lot of the people that I'm in a circle with follow this rule, but a lot of people don't. Let's talk about moderators and expectations in YouTube. Is it important to have moderators if you decide to do a live stream?
Yes.
Okay, that's question one. Should they know your expectations?
Yes.
Y'all, I'm here to say that the Alliance is and I'm in the lives, but I ain't one of the best moderators. I'm still in like kindergarten, first grade. But these are the best moderators. Y'all, what my rule for my people that I wanted to moderate for this channel, I think it's becoming how we're all doing, is I wanted them to be content creators because they know what to expect as a content creator. I ain't got lunch meat Louis over here who watched 3 YouTube videos and he my cousin. He ain't about to be no moderator. I don't care. We cousins time 5. Right. Nope. No. So, still, should moderators know your expectations? That's the question.
Yes, and the reason why you want your moderators to know your expectations, because I have been in chats where the moderators were a little bit block happy, or they had this power trip, and you would go in and say hi, or you would make a comment, or you would make a joke, or maybe you put too many emojis in there, and they would just start attacking people. And what was happening is, when you're the host, you're in your zone and you're hosting. And especially if you have a guest, you know, you're focused on what you're supposed to be doing as a host. So you depend on your moderators for certain things. That's to control the chat. Well, what was happening was some of these hosts didn't find out that certain people were blocked until the person used another social media platform to let them know, hey, your moderators blocked me and I didn't even do anything. And so now the host is upset, like, who's around here blocking people? And so it's very important as the host of a live stream, when you start selecting your moderators, you can, you know, let them know, say, listen, don't be dropping everybody's link, or I want you to drop everybody's link, or don't drop links until I tell you to drop links, or, you know, only block the bots. You know, if you got somebody in there with something racy that comes up on the screen, I need you to take care of that for me. but don't be blocking people. Get my attention some kind of way and let me know if it's an actual content creator in there acting a nut. And if that happens, hey, you have my full authority to do blah, blah, blah. So you kind of lay out those ground rules for your moderators, because it's like you said, Rod, we're all different. You may be a block happy moderator, like I'm not taking nothing in this chat. You're just blocking everybody without somebody giving you some sort of guidance. So yeah, it's important to have moderators, especially now, because I've seen some people's chats taken over by bots or people that's just doing crazy stuff in the comments. So if you don't have any moderators, they're going to just tear your chat to pieces, which is going to disrupt your lives. And you don't want to do that as a host.
I'm gonna sound a little crazy, y'all. I be wanting people to block the bots after a little while.
Keisha.
Huh? Hey, Keisha. She said keynote vibes for sure.
Thank you.
But I like when the bots come in my live. Not this one, because it ain't monetized. But when you come on Points Blank Travel, that's cool, because that means you had to see that ad had to play for you to get up in there. You just helped me get paid. Now, I ain't gonna let you be in there too long, but I don't mind you're a bot. Come on, not on this channel though. Don't come here. But moderators can't get block happy. And then what if it's this person you don't like? And next they know that there's somebody blocking them. And that's why I like the vibe between the alliance is they know as content creators when certain things are said, they just drop a link. And man, half the time they drop links, I'd be like, wow, that was so smart. Like Shelter just dropped your website a while ago. Caleb just dropped your Instagram.
Yes, thank you.
I'm blessed. Me and I be dropping stuff. The captures, I'm just blessed. Y'all, they just don't believe that. Like it's a lunar eclipse when I go to their channel and drop a link. But because I ain't as good as they are. But when they ain't in there, I go do my work. I do my duty. Now, okay, y'all, we're gonna talk about a little YouTube etiquette because I really have stopped. I almost did this twice a day. And I used to be very guilty of this. I used to be extremely guilty of this. But I kind of quit doing it because somebody I know, Brown Girl Bella, made a comment one time. And then I watched Kim do a video and she said she refused to let this happen. She said one thing that's hurting a lot of seasoned and new YouTubers is audience retention.
Right.
And one of her pet peeves, or one thing you ain't gonna do on her channel, you will get blocked for this on her channel. If you say in someone else's live that another content creator is about to go live, because you taking people out of this content creator, and I'm really starting to see this here, and y'all, we need to stop it.
Yeah. Let's
stop promoting our channels when somebody else is in a premiere or is live. Hey, I got this coming up, or like tonight. I wanted so bad because your favorite couple did a premiere and I had to get ready for this live. And I wanted to say, it's ways to do it. I wanted to stay in the live. Hey, Shelter, I hate to leave. Hey, Key, I hate to leave, but I got to get ready for my live. That's what I'm really doing. But it could be taking this, y'all come to my live.
Right.
But if I really wanted to let Shelter know, especially or if I really want to let Meet and I or Caleb or Keep It With the Griffins or Coco T or Bella, if I really want to let them know that I'm about to leave, I got all their phone numbers. I could easily text them and say, I got to roll, y'all. I'm about to get ready for my live.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that? I think I probably just said it all, but
you did great.
We got to stop that, man. It's selfish. Huh?
No, I said you did great. Yes, it is very selfish because if someone's watching us right now, and whether they're going live or another content creator is live or about to go live, it's very rude to, in the middle of their chat, to let everybody know, hey, Strength from Within is going live right now. Go over and check her out. That means that's got the attention of everybody that's in your chat. And they'll say, oh, I like them too. And then they'll just head on over there. Your job as the host is to keep as many people, and as people that's in the chat, is to keep as many people active right here in this house on this platform. Because as the host of this channel, Rod wants to get as much communication and engagement going on in this chat, because YouTube is saying, oh, okay, they're live. They have the comments flowing. They're talking to one another. They're engaged with one another. His audience is engaged with him and vice versa. That's a good channel. We'll show that. But when people start to push people to someone else's channel, YouTube sees that too. And they're like, okay, well, they're not as active as this other channel. So we're just going to start shining the light on this other channel. So now you're pulling people from Rod's channel over to someone else's channel, and that's hurting him. You may not realize that's happening, but when you announce someone else's live stream without his permission, to me, it's all about permission. There's a way to do that. You can say, you got his number, text him, hit him up on Instagram, or talk to him beforehand. If you know that someone else is going live or you're going live, say, hey, Rod, is it okay? Or you can even ask in the chat, hey, is it okay if I announce something that's happening on my channel? Is that okay? And if he doesn't say anything, if he doesn't say no, or if he says no, that means stand down. That means leave it alone. Just going about your business. I've been in chats where people say, don't tell me goodbye. Just leave. Don't tell me you're leaving or why. Just leave, because now you're getting the attention of other people. Like, where are they going? Oh, they're leaving. Oh, goodbye. So now everybody's saying goodbye. Nobody's paying attention to the conversation. She's like, no, just leave. You got to go. Just leave. If I don't see you comment, I know you're not there. So you have to get that permission of the host if it's okay for you to announce something or not. Because when you come in someone else and you just announcing all kinds of stuff, that disrupts the conversation. That especially if they have a guest, that kind of disrupts everything. So now they got to shine to pay you some attention. So it's like, okay, now we got to take the attention from his guest, if there is one, and now everybody's focusing on you. So it's just a very disrespectful thing in my eyes, my own opinion. I'm gonna tie into that. It's very disrespectful to the host and their guests when you try to announce something else that's pulling people away from what they're doing.
Got it. And I want to read this here. The Educated Natural is giving me oxygen right now. This is coming from the bottom. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, man. Every time I do one of these dang interviews, man, they getting tougher and tougher, because the information and the stories and the knowledge that's being dropped is getting better and better, man. And another Points Blank Experience alumni, if y'all haven't done so, man, consider subscribing to the channel. Man, forget that. I don't even know why I said consider. Subscribe to the channel. Forget considering. Subscribe to the channel, because I'm only going to keep bringing heat like this.
Yes, meat.
It's going to become tougher, but I'm going to keep bringing heat like this. So please subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. That is that little thumb, the blue thumb. Remember, the subscribe button changed colors. It's now black. It's not red.
Or white.
Or white if it's in the dark mode. So remember that. And me and I said, right, people always preach that, and I never agree with niching down. She just made it clear this is the bomb.
Thank you, me and I. Thank you.
Like Anwar, me and Anwar talked about that. Like, y'all, I niche down. Points Blank Travel is niche down to a point. It's not totally down, because I can talk about travel, I can talk about credit, and I can talk about credit card. I got 3 different options.
Right.
Points Blank Finance is a niche, but it's not niche down. Why did I choose those two? Number one, I was knowledgeable in both of them, and they're one of the highest paid niches on YouTube. Finance, personal finance is one of the highest paid niches. But I wanted a channel that wasn't niche down, and this is what I have here on the Points Blank Experience.
Right.
So, you have to pick. I guarantee you, though, if you niche too far down, Anwar saying it, Kim said it, and I've lived it. You niche too far down, you're gonna get burnt out. I guarantee you're gonna get burnt out.
Or bored.
It is. Oh man, I ain't burnt out. I'm somewhere between both. I'm B and B, burnt out and bored. B and B, burnt out and bored. Yeah. With my travel channel, done blessings, please consider doing the same at the Points Blank Experience. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? You talking about subscribe? I mean, connecting, subscribe, whatever we're supposed to say, because some things you can't say when we say whatever over here. Hey, hold up. Let me write your name down right now. And I ain't putting you on these pieces of paper that could get lost. I'm putting you in the trusted notebook, the spiral notebook, as Shelton called it. I'm gonna do it right here live, straight from. I ain't gonna go subscribe right now. I can't disrespect Kim like that, y'all. We are gonna be wrapping this up shortly. I do have to respect Kim's time, because I'm asking for a favor in a minute. I would love for her to come back, not next week, not next month, but in the future, and just drop more meteors.
Absolutely.
I don't even believe I said something that top boulders, but I got to put subscribe, because I'd be like, what did I write that down for? Subscribe. I think I have 1 or 2 quick questions though, and I don't want nothing that's deep. Y'all, I'm not going to ask Kim this here, but she does. She has a great video about protecting your intellectual property. She kind of spoke about that earlier. Go check out that video, protecting your intellectual property. That's a question I may ask. She also has a video. I'm not going to ask her this because this is getting a little deeper as well. And we're going to be wrapping this up. What are some of the reasons why an individual's products aren't selling? Great video. I only wrote down one, but again, I'm not going to ask that question. I'm going to put a circle there. Now, if any of these Kim want to answer, she's more than happy, more than free to answer that. Here's a question I got to ask. Because it's going to tie into this here, but I don't want her to. Nah. One of the things that you said is people need to have relevant content.
Yes.
How important is personality when it comes to YouTube? Because I've seen people do live streams and all they do, what the majority, they just read comments, yet their personality is popping and their channel is popping. And they really ain't even got no relevant content. So they ain't even talking about nothing. They personality. I mean, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I've done it too. Some days I ain't got nothing to talk. So we're gonna chop it up with Rod tonight. And then we gonna chop it up with PBT. And my personality can't carry me, but I can't do that every live show. I can't do that every video because people, wow, you only got so much to say. But the question is, how important is your personality on YouTube?
Very important. Because you have to understand your audience is composed of a lot of different people with a lot of different personalities. And sometimes what it took to get them in the door, you may have to apply more to keep them. So that product or that service may get them to find out or be curious to find out more information about you. But once they start watching you on camera, and the more they watch you, they say, okay, this person, they start forming this opinion about you. Okay, you're a cool person, or you're down to earth, or you don't play about this or that. They start to form that, I guess you could say, perception about you. And based on your personality and based on their personality, based on your mindset and their mindset, they'll be able to decide if they're going to stay or not. There have been a lot of channels I've went to for one reason, got in there, and this person is cursing like a sailor or acting like they have lost their complete mind. And I'm like, well, what in the world have I landed into? This is not where I want to be. This is not who I thought they were. It may work for someone else, but in the others, it may repel. So you have to, I always tell people, show up as you. Always show up as you. Everybody else is taken. Be you. If you're silly, be silly. That's who you are. Some people love that. You know, that's what I love about, like you said, like 755 Media. Hilarious. And you have, that's what kind of attracts her audience over there. For me, when people, and I didn't even notice, Rod, but when I started doing the skits on my channel, I did it as a get back to the people that was messing with me about, football. I didn't know, because that's something I never have shown on my channel ever. Out of all the years of me making videos, never show that. So I did it as a joke. And now it's like become this thing of its whole life. Like it has its own life now. And I'm like, oh my goodness, people love that personality. That was like my personality. Now my inner circle, they get that all the time. And so don't be afraid to show up as you. If you like to party, then party. Then that's your audience that you're going to attract. And I've tried, Rod. I tried when I first started. And that's why I love my former coach. And she called me out on it immediately. Like the video wasn't even a minute on YouTube before she was on my phone. Like, what are you doing? Because I literally tried to show up as somebody else. I did. I was like all stalked. I had on my little outfit and I'm trying to do this video all prim and proper. And she called me on the phone like, who is that? Like, you can't be serious. And I said, well, I was trying to, do like you. And she's like, that's me. You're not me. I want my, she's the one that coined the phrase KC10. And she was like, I want my KC10 back. I don't know who this person is, but I'm going to need you to fix that video. And I was like, okay.
So what's KC10? I know the KC, but what's the 10 part?
That's the educated natural. Yeah, if you take the educated natural, the acronym is 10.
Oh, snap. Y'all. Yeah. Yo, there's so much going on in this live stream, man. If y'all was on Jeopardy and that would have been $1 million course, I'd be broke as all. I got the KC. I know what KC is, but the 10.
And
God,
so
that's
she's the
dope.
one that coined that phrase KC10. And she was like, I want that personality back. And I was like, well, I can be loud, and especially like when God is leading and I'm doing a motivational message, it kind of goes wherever he leads it. And I was like, I don't know if people like it. She's like, that's you. That's what I'm here for. She was like, I want to see that. And I was like, okay. I said, well, that's me. She said, and that's who your audience wants to see. You.
Kim, that's so true. Because when I first started Points Blank Travel, my credit channel, I was watching a British dude and a Korean dude. Now, the Korean dude spoke perfectly good English. The British dude had an accent, but they were very calm. They were very chill. And I came on, hi, this is Rod at Points Blank Travel. Today I'm going to talk to you about points and mile.
So
3 people watched the video, and I was 2 of them on 2 different devices. I don't know who the other person was. That was it. And I was like, this ain't going to work here.
no.
And then I said, so I tried it again. I got 4 people. I don't know who the second person was, but I watched it on 2 devices. But when I started being myself, sometimes I had to tone myself down. Things started popping because people, you said it in one of the videos that I watched yesterday or today, real recognizes real. We say
Yes.
it all the time, man.
Yes.
People know when you fake it. If you're on there, if I
Yes.
come on here right now in today's episode of the Points Blank Experience, we have an educated young lady that's and use some more word this long. Y'all
Right.
you don't know that ain't me. If you've been watching me, if you ain't, you're gonna get to know me because now you're gonna be subscribed, right?
Right.
Right.
And that's what I did in that video. I'm using all these big words. And she was like, excuse me, what does that even mean? Like, I was like, and she was like, I went to college and you using all these big words and I'm trying to grab a dictionary to figure out what you're saying. And I was like, too much. She was like, way too much. So I pulled that video down and did a whole nother video. So I was like, okay.
Now I tell you, I want to say this to Kim tonight. Now I've seen her laugh in some video, but y'all, she has laughed more tonight. So I got to ask my question while we have 24 real homies in the crib. Has this been an experience?
Absolutely.
I get nervous every time I ask that question, but I've seen her laugh more tonight than in a lot of her videos, but she's starting to crack up a little more lately. But her videos, as y'all see tonight, she's dropping so much fire when it comes to knowledge, and people aren't going to take you serious if you're over here laughing. Yet you're talking about branding and t-shirt and trademarking, and you laughing the whole video. But she just made my day, so I'm gonna give you an experience poster. I'm gonna get everybody a little picture and put yes or no if it was an experience or not. That's something I'm gonna do. I might be something I do for myself for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
All right. So yes, game master. That's a good idea. Yes, content creators as moderators. I had a guy that got very upset with me because I wouldn't let him be a moderator. Now, this is gonna be the last question I ask Kim, and I still have several, but I'm gonna be respectful of her time. And I will allow 1, maybe 2 more questions from the audience because I'm gonna scroll down and see if anybody have questions.
Okay.
Do you have any female role models other than your coach that you look up to?
Several I do, and I did. But recently, the main 2, when I went back to check out their recent content, and I've sent referrals over to them, the reports I received back was not positive. So it kind of hurt me a little bit because these were people when I first started that I was like, okay, great content creators, great service and product providers. But unfortunately, I guess that shiny light that those subscribers or followers, that celebrity status kind of went to their head. And so they're not the same individuals they used to be. So it kind of made me take a huge step back, like, whoa, okay, they become so big now, like, ugh. So I always stick with my foundation because it's the only thing that's always been true. And that would be my mom and my grandmother. Those were my pillars. And my godparents. Those were my pillars that have taught me how to stand on my own 2 feet, how to trust God above all else. And of course, God is the center and the head of everything that I do. And female wise, it would be them. because even on my darkest days, their words always replay, even though I can't hear their voices anymore because they've passed on. Their words, that seed that has been planted within me, always blossoms, and I can always remember what they taught me. And so it would be them. For me, I've watched so many people, so many different age groups, and a lot of the guiding lights for Kim have either passed on or they've just changed so much I don't even know who they are anymore. And so I've had to literally, when it comes to role models, just almost like take it as a grain of salt, because so many people have changed. I don't know if social media have changed a lot of people. I don't even know sometimes what's going on. But what once was is no longer. And so I was just talking to my daughter the other day, and I was telling her, I said, you know, I try to be a guiding light for her and her sister. And I said, look, call me on my stuff. If I'm slipping, if my head gets too big, or if I'm not being that guiding light that or you want your mom to be, call me on my stuff. Let me know. And my husband is the number one person to call me on my stuff. So if you say a male role model, it would be him. he will call me on my stuff when nobody else will. Okay. And because he always says, you're like my rib, you're my other side. So if my rib is tripping, I mean, I'm walking like this. I'm not stable. I need my rib to help me stay stable. So come on, baby, get back on that thing and let's ride. But yeah, the females that I've watched and been around, like you said, outside of my coach, right now I still look up a lot to her, because she is, like I always tell her, she is one smart cookie. That's one smart lady. But everyone else has just changed so much, Rod, to where I'm like, I know them, I've watched them, but to be associated with them on that level, I would have to say no, not right now, not anymore.
That's what I was having a conversation with Angie Pooh yesterday. Angie Pooh 215 channel. She wasn't here, and I was like, it's a lot of stuff I don't listen to that I hear from people on YouTube, off YouTube, because I have to stay humble. Yeah. I have to stay grounded and grinding, and I don't want outside things to influence how I change. And y'all, I have one more question, but I'm going to let Kim take us out with that question, because that's going to be how she closed out. But I do want to acknowledge some people that are in here. 25 real homies in the crib right now. Y'all could have been anywhere tonight, and I definitely want to thank you for being here, man. If you came in halfway through, go back and watch the replay. This is not for YouTube numbers. This is not for views, watch time. This is for educational purposes only, because Kim's vow is she will not allow you to leave uneducated. And y'all, I have witnessed this tonight live. If you've been here, you've witnessed it live. So we got the Credit Card Maestro, a guy that I looked up to when I first started my YouTube journey. He's not a small YouTuber, and there's no such thing as a small YouTuber. If you got 2 subscribers, you're not small. So let's get that straight.
Right.
But he has a significant number of subscribers. The Educated Natural has an abundance of wisdom. Are you familiar with? No, I know you're not, because I'm reading the next one. Just got a new subscriber, sending love and positive energy to the both of you. My man Walter, much love to you, bro. I ain't got number of love for you. That's the purpose of why I do interviews. I want people starting to connect with the right people, with positive, like-minded people. And I've seen at least 3 people in here tonight that have subscribed to the Educated Natural, and that's a beautiful thing. It is.
Thank you.
And right here at Strengthenment Within LLC said, yes, I did hit that black button, sir and ma'am. I'm going to do the same thing. But you know what? I'm going to do it a little differently. And we ain't in no competition. I'm just going to do it a little differently. Just watch your numbers. That way you don't know what I'm doing. Just watch your numbers. 21 real homies. Me and I saw someone come up on a panel and just plug their live that was after, and then drop down. Yep. Y'all, I'm gonna look at here. Okay, right here, Kim, I have your playlist running. Y'all, this is love.
Thank you.
Love. Your favorite couple. One of the things, and it makes it tougher, and I'm getting better. It makes it tougher on a content creator. But all these comments, when I see all the love going through here, man, it means a lot. Thanks so much. Blessings.
Absolutely.
We just like that with a passion. Don't miss out on the helpful videos. Y'all, I can't go through all this. Meet and I said that had happened to us before several times. Someone people don't even know it's rude until you enlighten them or call them out. Teachable moments. And then like Anwar said, he glad I saw the light because we get so worried about our stuff and our stuff being put out. We're not looking or thinking about the person whose house was. Yeah, I'm trying not to curse. I be D if you're gonna come at my house and I just met you and you're gonna go to my refrigerator and go over there and make you a sandwich.
Right.
Or you gonna go in there and just start frying some chicken? No. You gonna ask me, hey, do you have something to eat or can I get a glass of water? Same thing in a person's life, man. Like Kim said, ask for permission, y'all. They are so hilarious. Y'all, it is, man. Kim is hilarious. Oh my God, man.
Thank you, Angela.
He said, oh, snap. Kim 10. Yeah. I said I'm from the old school. Angela, you should know that. You've been watching me for a few.
I say the same thing.
Yeah, man. Oh, snap. Man, it is not on. Yeah, 2 devices, man. I was on 2 devices. Hey, Angela, I had 3 views and I was 2 up, man. And boy, you talking about crush. And my video was 14 minutes long, and I still to this day don't know what I was talking about.
But you were there and you showed up.
I was there. That was about it. Hey, yeah, 24. We got 23 real homies now. Y'all, oh my God. This next comment, and I got a text that says something similar, but I'm not gonna say who that was from.
Okay.
But excuse me, the text pretty much is saying this here. Man, this means a lot.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Meet and I. Wow.
Interview of the year, the Educated Natural is going to be nominated for another award next year. This was powerful, y'all. I'm about to have to put Kim on the screen by herself because that right there,
wow.
I can't even get a super chat on this channel because it's not monetized. That right there is one of the biggest super chats I've ever gotten right there. And all it was from the heart and typing of words. Whew, let me put a star by it. Hold up, y'all. Y'all excuse me. Y'all know I just do stuff off the cuff. Y'all hold on. I ain't about to do nothing crazy. I'm just gonna take a picture of this comment. There we go. That means a lot to me right there. Look at there. Angie Pooh said you got a new sub there.
Thank you, Angie Pooh.
Matter of fact, for a lot of people that don't know, Angie Pooh was the primary person that made me start doing interviews. She don't call us interviews. She called them convos. I had 2 convos with her and I really wanted to do, and I patterned I researched the way she researched because she ain't gonna tell you what she's gonna ask you. You ain't gonna know.
Exactly. That's the best way to do it. That's how I do it. I won't tell you anything.
Y'all, we have a lunchtime/evening convo that we do on Angie's channel and this channel, and we rotate. We're going on break December 14th to January 11th. Angie's questions have me doing this. Like, oh, my head be about to pop because they be so, you have to really think. And they're not hard. You just have to really think. And I have mad love for Angie Pooh. Make sure y'all check her out. The story is coming. Man, y'all, if I don't get, okay, good. I think we're at the end. We're at the end of the comments. Thank God. Kim is real. We enjoyed this and learned so much. Thank you, Kayla Marr. Thanks to the Alliance for being here. And that wasn't a plug. That's all. You ain't got to explain. I know how y'all roll. Y'all keep it real. Yes, let's get it. We are in agreement. Amen. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Angie Pooh is an OG to the game. Angie Pooh, man. Angie Pooh, I'm telling you, y'all, she be having my head about to pop, but I can't wait to answer it.
I can't wait to check her out.
She actually, I be like, and at last we did one Wednesday on her channel in the evening. I said, damn, Angie, where you be getting these questions from? And I finally, y'all, that be me like, okay, come on, brain cells, can you start working here? Because I'm having a hard time. But y'all, it is a blessing to have had all y'all. Don't leave right now because I have one more question for Kim. I'm going to give her the spotlight. I have several more, but I'm only going to ask one because I want to have her back for part 2 in the future, not the near future, but the future. So once she answers this question, I'm going to come back and I'm going to say my closing comments and we're going to get out of here. But what can we expect from the Educated Natural in the future?
Great question. In the future, my goal, well, the near future, my goal is to get the Educated Natural YouTube channel monetized. Following that, in 2023, my goals are to help and pour into as many people that can hold whatever God allows me to pour into them. I always tell God, fill my cup until it overflows, because I want to take that overflow and I want to pour it back into his people. There are so many people that are lost. There are so many people that are struggling. There are so many people that's ready to throw in that towel and give up on their hopes, their dreams, and even on their life. And if God would allow me to just be a guiding light, a beacon of hope, a voice for the voiceless, then that's how I want to show up. So my goals aren't about me. I don't set goals where I want to get this car, I want to get this house, I want to get all these materialistic things. I believe that the plans that God has for me will open up more doors and give me more things than I could ever even ask or think about. But if I show up in the capacity that God allows Kim to show up in, and I can just touch one person, then my mission has been accomplished. If I can give this one person just hope, put a smile on their face, make them laugh, make them try again, make them do like Samson did when he lost his sight because of his own recklessness. And he asked God, just give me one more push. If I can be that for another person to say, push one more time, try one more time, then my mission has been accomplished. So my goal is just to pour, is to help, is to educate, is to teach, is to be that guiding light for other people, because I'm not going to be here forever. You're not going to be here forever. So it's all about putting those stakes in the ground now and allowing people to follow the path that you have set for them and not keep all these things to ourselves, because when we're keeping all these things to ourselves, we're cutting off the legacy. So if God will allow me to educate other people, and like I say, not leave them uneducated, because I don't want people to perish, and I don't want to be like the rest of the people that's already buried and take so much with them, so much wisdom, so much knowledge with them, that the people that's left back here are just like zombies walking on the earth. If you can give another person just a glimmer of hope, another way of doing something, a mindset shift, you've done a lot. And that's my goal. The goal for Kim is to be the woman that God created her to be, to show up however he tells me to show up and let him lead and keep Kim out the driver's seat. So because he knows the plans that he has for me. I can plan it out to a T, but I've did that, been there, done that. And every time I've done it, he's come in and shifted everything. And it's like I did absolutely nothing, because that wasn't his plan. So my goal for me is just to follow him, listen to him, keep my eyes and my ears inclined to him, and to show up and do the things right that he called me to do for his people. Because I believe if more of us would show up in the capacity that God has created us to show up in, we could make a huge difference in this world. We could literally pivot this whole world. We can change the trajectory of this world if we would just show up in the capacity that we are created to show up in. And it's like I always tell people, you're going to hit those stumbling blocks. You're going to be faced with those naysayers. Not everybody's going to like you or agree with you, but your job is to show up and have this mentality to say, you know what? I was created for this. It's going to get hard. I know I'm going to face challenges, but you know what? I was created for this. Because when you get that type of mentality and you know who you are and you come in alignment with that, you can do some amazing things. And as we all know, with God, we can do all things through Christ that strengthens us. So all you have to do is show up as you, show up as 𝗖𝗎𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧, show up as your favorite couple, show up as Rod, show up as Angela, show up as Frugal Mama, show up as who God created you to be. Function in the capacity that he has created you to function in, and everything else that everybody else is chasing out here, all these rabbits and ain't nobody catching anything. Instead of chasing all those rabbits, God will bring them rabbits to you because you have shown up in the capacity that he has created you to show up. You're not trying to be another content creator. You're just trying to be you. And when you do that, he will allow your cup to overflow and you'll be able to feed that into the masses. Trust me, it has happened to me. So my goal this year is just to pour, is to educate as many people as I can, because I know what it feels like to be that underdog. I'm still that underdog. and I'm fine with that because it allows me to be under the radar and help as many people as I can without even thinking about the distractions or the influences of the world. So if that means you got to steal away, like the old people say, steal away, then you steal away. Go into that crevice of that cave, meaning take yourself back, get yourself in order for this new year that God's about to grant us with. But while you still have breath in your body, pour, sow those seeds. And never forget that we all function on seasons. So if a season is up, whether it's with a person or an issue or a product or service, know your season. I'm good, Rob. You come back. You come back. I'll get the rolling. I'm a speaker. I'll get the rolling. So come back.
No, man. You can stay on here. Trust me, everybody know I'll stay on here, but I'm not. I'm boy. And I do have one more question from the audience, and I'm gonna do that before I do my closing part. And that's one thing I just heard you say, that one of your goals, and I'm looking for a slogan that you have. I don't even want you to elaborate on it. I just want people to go to your channel and check it out. Bear with me here. One of Kim's slogans. Matter of fact, I'll say that for the end. I'll say that part for the end. I'm going to read 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗚𝗘𝗖𝗧 channel had a question. I'm going to get to this. I just want to jot this down. And because I don't want you to elaborate. I want people to actually go over there and watch what I watched. It's 22 real homies in here. Angie Pooh's question was in 2013, and this is the last question, y'all. What made you decide to become a YouTuber?
Well, in 2013, I had just received my master's degree, and I know that I wanted to start a business. And at that time, I was really heavy into marketing. And I said, well, my then coach, which is now my former coach, she was into marketing as well. And after having conversations with her, I said, well, this is right up my alley. And so when I joined forces with her, it was to learn more deeper aspects of marketing. And so that's when she was pushing me, because then it was all about video. Everybody was, on YouTube, and YouTube was the hottest thing at that time. And so she was like, you got to get on YouTube. So it was her push, not my own, because I would tell people I'm like the makeup girl. Like, you never see the makeup person, but you see, only person you see is the people whose makeup they have done. You never see the makeup girl. You never see the person the stylist. That was me. I was the behind the scene person. I would give you some pointers behind the scene and let you go out there and be in the spotlight. And she was like, no, my dear, you need to be out here in the spotlight. So it was her push that really kind of solidified and put me on YouTube. Like I said earlier, I was a part of her 60-day challenge. And it was a bunch of us that was doing this 60-day YouTube challenge. So it was her. It wasn't me. If it wasn't for her push, I probably wouldn't even be on YouTube. I would still be that shy person, behind the scene, quiet person. But it was her push. And she saw something in me that I didn't see during that time. And she was like, one conversation with you was like life-changing for me. You have to get on camera. Everybody needs to hear this. And so it was her. I wasn't looking to become a YouTuber at all. That was not on my radar. Even though I watch YouTube, I wasn't trying to be on YouTube. But it was her. It was her push that said, hey, you need to get out there. And so that's why now I push everybody else. I'm like, I was pushed and push you. And that's kind of how it went for me. Thank you, Angie Pooh.
Wow, Kim, you are amazing.
Oh, it's all God. Now, it's not me. I take no credit. That's all him.
Okay. God is amazing for speaking through you. We all know he is amazing. So I'm gonna get ready to close this out, and I want to make sure I understood, or make sure I heard correctly. You said one of your goals for the upcoming year is to get monetized, correct?
Yes. I really I would love to have my channel monetized by the end of this year. Right now, I'm like 400 hours away.
Say less. say less. Anybody that's in the alliance that's still in here, we just heard that. Anybody that's in here, I know I can't recall who it was, so they're already running your playlist.
Passionately Intrigued Arts. Thank you.
The alliance. We gonna make that happen. She's already, and I assume because all this knowledge, and just so y'all know, Kim started her channel over, but she has over 1,000 subscribers. The subscribers are there. That's the hard part, is getting the subscribers. We 400 hours. Alliance, we have our marching orders.
Thank you.
We have our marching orders.
Thank you, Rod. Thank you.
Let's run this. Let's run. I got plenty of videos I'm going to watch, run playlists, watch the videos, however you got to do it. Let's get this sister monetized. She deserves it, because this is just my train of thought. When she get monetized, she's not the type of individual that's going to stop. She's going to pour more out there. She's going to put more out there. She's going to create more, and not for the money, but for the passion.
Yes.
Tonight, y'all have witnessed greatness, not with me. I said at the beginning of this channel, I'm not a host. I facilitate and try my best to bring to you the best. Let me say that again. I try my best to bring to you the best. So we got the monetization. I do want to read this here. One of Kim's slogans is be sown, be rooted, and above all else, be blessed. Yes. You need to go to that channel to see what that's all about. Let me read that again. Be sown, be rooted, and above all else, be blessed. I want to thank this young lady for taking the time out of her schedule tonight to even be here.
Thank you for having me.
This has been amazing. I mean, beyond amazing. And I want to just show you some of the comments here, and we about to get out of here. It's man, I just want to show you, and this is the love that I don't only want to see on the Points Blank Experience. I want to see, and we see it on my channel, ain't the only channel that does this. We see it on Your Favorite Couple. We see it on Me Tonight. We see it on Faraway. We see it on every live you go to. You rarely see some hate, and when it is hate, it's the bots or one or two negative people that just got to show up. But when you go to Angie Poole's channel, you don't see no negative. Matter of fact, you ain't gonna say nothing negative on anything. You could be a guest that ain't gonna say nothing negative. She got that little ding, 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 and she'll say, "Oh, you could be the guest. It ain't happening."
I respect that.
Thank you all for being here to witness the knowledge of this amazing woman that's just coming from me. That part, I received all of this. Thank you at the Educated Natural. All facts, love that, y'all. I'm not gonna even take us out. Like I know I may just quick, just so, because it's easier to end the live stream like that. Now, when it comes to that watch hours, if I want to say done, Kayla Mark, we got you.
Thank you, Kayla.
Angie Pooh 215. I'm running your playlist right now. Yes, we got you.
Thank you.
I will be watching, running, walking, crawling, all it takes. Yes, about to put the device on overdrive, crying, laughing. We love Kim.
We love you too.
And in case you was crazy or didn't understand it like me, that is Kim, the Educated Natural. I want to thank every one of y'all for being here. I'm not playing no outro tonight. It has been a blessing. Do me a favor if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your family and friends. Share it on your social media platforms. Check out the Educated Natural. Share her channel. Hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. It helps the video get pushed out to people that not want to hear this, but that possibly need to hear this. With all that being said, as I end each and every live stream, and I am going to have to play my son because it ain't going to go out right.
Yes, please.
Shoot for the moon. If you don't make it, you will be amongst the stars. I can guarantee you. I will be coming at you soon, dropping more heat, dropping more fire, more importantly, dropping more knowledge. And until the next time, hope everyone have a blessed and prosperous weekend. Love and blessings to everyone. Give me a second here, Kim. If you can just stay in the backstage for 1 second, I'm gonna bring me up. I'm gonna drop you down for a second. Just bear with me here. I'm gonna take us out. And again, I'll say this here while the music playing. Anyway, y'all, it has been a blessing to have y'all here. Make sure y'all please go to the top. Now that we're done, go to the top of this live stream. Vote for the Points Blank Experience. I've nominated 5 times. best live stream, best interview channel, Grind Hard Award. Oh, what was the other one, man? I can't even remember them. And best catchphrase and best YouTube live, best new channel, best interview channel. Best new channel is we're also nominated for that. With that being said, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, y'all. We're gonna get ready to get out of here. Let me go up here because now it's tripping. Much love to everybody. Hope y'all have a blessed and prosperous week. Hey, passionately intrigued. Let me turn this down a little bit. Let me whisper to you real quick. You got to turn that B around and make it a D. It's Rod. But I'm going to give you a pass because I enjoyed you being here tonight. Make sure you turn it around. Turn that B from Rob, turn it to Rod. And with all that being said, we're going to raise up, y'all. Much love. Remember, the passcode to success is 247-365. Again, 247-365. That is a passcode to success. Much love to everybody. Good night. Oh, okay, it's a typo. I got you. You good, then. You good. Hit that black button, baby. It's the black button now. Hit that joint. Subscribe. Much love, y'all. We out of here. Peace. Again, the passcode for success, 247-365. In case you're wondering, that's not your PIN code for your latest debit card. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay grinded. We out of here, baby.